Yes, said I'm IP and advocate Devvart Rana. And I think almost there for 7, 8 years. Let's do some peer-to-peer learning today. I'm just checking the names, that's all, just to see what some familiar faces maybe. Yogesh, Vikas, Vanna, Rajesh. Okay. Okay. Narendra Sharma ji is also here. Okay. Uh, Narendra Sharma ji, you are same person, right? India Habitat Center or no? Okay, so some of us might be here for CPRs, that's fine. But if we are not here for CPRs, let's learn something today. We have 3 hours, so we all know stress, real estate, blah blah. I will try to share some experiences of ours. And thank you for to people who are keeping their videos on, Preeti ji and Atul ji. Maybe we'll learn something from each other today. Fine. Uh, this is the news, I think, which welcomed us today in the morning, right? Which said SC comes to the rescue of super tech home buyers, upholds NCLAT order asking NBCC to take over the stalled project. Uh, See how the media is portraying that IBC is not able to help home buyers as of now, and SC has to come to the rescue finally, because SC comes to the rescue from buyers, upholding whatever Encled said that fine, we are uh, uh, accepting. So, any comment on this people have? Because I'm assuming some more people might be joining. We are just getting started. Any comment on this? Anybody associated with this project by any chance? Super Tech? Any one of you? Atulji, if you're saying something, then you are mute. So,
I'm not saying anything because
oh,
nowadays
okay.
everything reaches Supreme Court, so Supreme Court has to.
Sir, unluckily, yes, what you are saying is absolutely on the point. Nobody listens to NCLT or NCLAT. They'll say
Everything.
आप हार गए तो हम जाए वो जाएंगे और वो हार गए तो आप जाओगे.
Yes, yes.
So, litigation is very cheap in India. So,
Con-
unluckily, yes, that is
mm,
the thing. See, even in this matter itself, this super tech home buyers and NCLAT, this order actually came, in December 2024. So
yeah,
NCLAT that time said that let NBCC do this.
yeah.
So it's nothing new. Now,
In,
the news may say that SC comes to the rescue and all, but
mm,
see I mean, will take few minutes just to understand this. It says bringing relief to thousands of home buyers. They have done this.
mm,
Let NBCC take over the 16 housing projects.
mm,
So around
mm,
27,000 units are stuck. And Supertech is majorly in Noida. They
yes,
also have in Bangalore and Meerut also. So these three places they are supposed to build.
yes, yes,
Now, this was the same order which NCLAT gave when in
yes,
12th December 2024.
yes, yes,
Only thing is, Brahmastra 142 is
mm,
now saying that yes, it was fine.
yeah,
So actually, if you see 1.5 year has gone into this,
yes. Yeah, I
right?
think Supreme Court should also, I mean, be mindful of the timing. So much time is taken in Supreme Court, and ultimately, they decide
So,
in favor of the home buyer. So they should actually the process in Supreme Court could have been little faster.
sir, maybe for last 2 years that yes, Supreme Court is very well helping home buyers. So they are saying whatever happens, help them.
Yes, yes.
So, that's why MM Kumar Saab has been made almost an RP, in one of the matter in Supertech Realtor. Uh, I think they are doing fine. Why they gave a stay on this, I still don't know. Because if you're agreeing on these decisions, 1.5 year has gone and we have done almost nothing in this case. So when my PPT, my presentation starts, we will see that real estate, whether we are not even sure whether IBC is the right forum for real estate or not, or is it same like airlines? Like airlines is out of this preview, right? Now new act has come. So
Mm.
we are not sure whether even real estate is the right industry which should be here in IBC or not. If you see, 51,000 were held NCLAT. So if somebody is not aware of this case, let me just apprise. So Supertech is a real estate company owned by Aurora's. Mr. Arora was behind the bar for quite some time now, lodged in Tihar jail. Uh, his son is still out and he was still managing the affairs. N number of projects. So in this case, NBCC is a government company, is a PSU, which is into National Building Corporation, something, something, Construction
Mm.
Corporation. So they have been given the task to complete it. Now, whether to give everything to NBCC or there should be some, uh, you know, whether it should be, should be some process or not process. And see, Atulji, uh, since we were discussing that why so SC took some time, it might be good for the home buyers at this 1.5 year. I'll tell you why. Because and Supreme Court has very clearly said no High Court, no District Court, and no authority, etc., etc., should put any hurdle in completing this project. So this is as if I normally give an example when Rajdhani or Shatabdi gets delayed, then what happens? They'll stop everything else and they say
Mm.
let it pass. So
I
it's
think
like
they are. I'm sorry to intervene. I
yes,
think they are following the template of this Amrapali stall
yes,
projects, where the Attorney General was appointed as the receiver, court
yes,
receiver,
Mr.
and
Venkataraman,
yeah,
yes,
and all the projects of Amrapali is being completed by NBCC. So I think they are following the same template, and they are
correct.
saying, okay, let NBCC handle this, because they are also looking out for some method to
Yes.
help the home buyers. So I think that could be one of the reasons, in my view.
Manager, so far Amrapali, and so my point here was they are using 142, saying everything else will stop and let the construction happen. Obviously, these kind of powers are not there with NCLT, NCLAT, and forget RP, right? So when you become an RP of a real estate company, we still have to fight all these things and then try to resolve it. So Amrapali will get resolved. Obviously, if you have no other problem, then obviously things will come up. Supertech also now with this order, when they are saying there should not be any if and but and let all the approvals be done and let them do the construction. And they're saying if somebody troubles you, come back to us, we'll take care of it. So, I mean, obviously, it will be now. I am though I have not bought any property in Supertech, but any Supertech home buyer will be very happy, thinking कि चलो 20 साल से we haven't got anything. Now we'll see some light of the day. And obviously, real estate is a big number game. It'll always be there. One another important judgment which has come from High Court, I think yesterday, Delhi High Court. If you have seen, this is regarding the ED attachment. People have heard? No. So this is a company called Angle Infrastructure. So this is one of the group company where I am also RP. In this case, ED has attached some properties. Uh, so they have attached in my assets also and in other. This company here, High Court is saying do not attach anything during CRP especially without the leave of the court. So, uh, to be fair, it might be a good decision. Let's hope it's a very, very recent one. So I think yesterday night, I saw it. Now, in real estate, one of funny thing which I am facing at least, first, either you don't have assets to sell because all the units are sold, or if you have some asset, they will get attached by ED. So what will you resolve? So when we go to ED, we are saying end of the day, if you are counting something as proceeds of crime or you're attaching some property, what exactly you're trying to do? You are trying to take away that property from the people who were perpetrators and who didn't do, right by the public, and we'll give it to public anyways. RP is also doing the same thing. Then why two people have to do the same exercise? Why not give it to RP who is doing it in insolvency and putting it aside? Only worries are those comments which Supreme Court just gave in Anil Dhirubhai group and all. You must have seen that things are uh, not going as per the IBC plan, and so those kind of things comes into picture. But in my view, Supreme Court and High Courts, they are now they say that fine, IBC might not be that great decision when it comes to the real estate cases. We'll see. There are many of the uh, real estate companies which are into insolvency. How many of them have actually got resolved? We are yet to see. So JP saga, we all know, right? It's going on for what, 7 years? And somebody who took it over, Suraksha, what happened to them last month? Now they are being investigated by the ED. Abhi, your rescuer who's coming on the white knight to rescue, they themselves are into soup. So real estate, it is a very tricky game. Let's see. I'll start my presentation. In between, you have any comments, any discussion, please feel free to, we'll take it from there. Fine. And okay. My slides are visible.
Yes,
Abhishek ji, please,
yes,
if you can
yes.
confirm. Okay. Okay. So, not too many. I'll try to keep it as small as possible. And I think it's been 8, 9, 10 years now into real estate and insolvencies. So I believe if we can talk more on this, if you have any discussion, any point, please feel free. So IBBI publishes its data every quarter. I hope people are looking at that. Every quarter they come out with very good publication, not very big, not very thin, around 60, 70 pages, where they tell you every quarter what we have done, how many RPs are there. Uh, there are around 4,800 RPs right now, but only half of us have AFA. Only half of us. I don't know what other halves are doing other than consulting. Uh, as far as CIRPs are concerned, on December 31st, 2025, that is last month data, total 8,833 CIRP cases have been, were admitted, and ongoing CIRP cases currently are 1879. Don't remember the word, just remember around 2,000 cases are there. So if 2,000 of us have AFA, I hope every one of us should have at least one case, to look at. This is about the total CIRP cases. Real estate itself makes up to 22% of it, and construction is another 12%. So construction comes under EPC also, so I'm not counting that right now. But real estate, 22%. Let's say 25 for ease of our understanding. 8,000 cases total, right? Around 8,800, ongoing 1,800, and 22% makes it to almost 2,000 kind of cases, right? Isn't it? 22%. 2,000 real estate case is a big number, isn't it? Which got admitted. then imagine what kind of stress we had in real estate. Uh, so I started my career in DLF Limited. It's a real estate company in Gurgaon. Started in Gurgaon, and then now people know them well. Uh, that time we were saying 3 years is the time when we will hand over the project. Even in DLF, I don't know any project which got delivered in 3 years. And but every ABA everywhere we used to write 3 years, and obviously this automatically means what? That things are designed to be doomed. If you commit 3 years, and imagine these super techs and Amrapalis and JPs, they have taken 15 years and 20 years. So it's easier, commenting on people that, real estate is good or bad, but somebody whose money was stuck, uh, and real estate money is like, it's normally the heaviest asset on your balance sheet, isn't it? So if you have bought a property, got stuck, uh, there'll be not many chances that you'll come back and buy again in real estate. You will be like, hands will be burned. And that is where the stress of real estate was so visible, that things were not helping. NCDRC, RERA tried fixing some things, but uh, things were not actually moving still, because Noida had their own problems. Noida is a place where they used to give land on lease, and they used to give lease land on installments. Luckily, these kind of problems are not there in elsewhere in the country, not in Gurgaon, not in other places. There we only have something called EDC, IDC, which is external development charge, infrastructure development charge, and those comes to 5 crore, 10 crore, 20 crores, that like that. Not like land, rent and lease, how Noida. Now, if you see in Delhi NCLT especially, or Allahabad, Noida is the biggest name, biggest creditor, biggest, operational creditor when it comes to COCs. Now, obviously, luckily, now they are secured creditor somehow. So if they have become secured creditor, another issue has cropped up, which is Prabjit Singh Soni case. I hope you are aware. We will be referring it again. So my right now, I'm just building a theory that how real estate is so intricately, connected with other industries also. And if let's say you're doing a CIRB of a manufacturing company, you hardly have to deal with 10, 15, 20 people. But try taking a real estate case. Minimum number of people you will be fighting with is 100, isn't it? And obviously they are already burned. They don't have the second, I hope, because see, all of us are home buyers also. I believe that. So since all of us are home buyer, we can understand their plight also. Maybe we won't understand the plight of a banker who has given 100 crores or 200 crores. But a home buyer plight, I hope, as an RPs, as a liquidators, we can understand. And that is where, that human factor comes into picture. Now, coming back to our slides, sir, 8,000 total cases, around 2,000 goes into real estate, and withdrawal is also similar kind of thing. So around 500, 600 are already settled before the admission. Now, this we have already discussed, around 2,000 cases in real estate. And when we say 2,000, that means it's a major contributor to insolvency filing. And real estate cases normally, when I say 2,000, one case will at least have 20, 30, 40 IAs. Check any cause list of any NCLT. So if you'll have a real estate case, it's not possible that you will have below 20 IAs in any of the matter. Anyone, any decently placed matter, it will have that kind of IA. So clogging is not only because of those 22% number, it's also because of the number of IAs which gets associated with real estate. So we'll see that during the day whether it's a good thing or, and we'll also see in the end, how we can try and mitigate those problems as an RP and as an liquidator. Okay, so large number of stalled housing projects. This was obviously our reason. A few of the companies which are, I'm sure you might be aware of, SRS, Supertech, 3Cs, Unitech, Ansal, Earth Infrastructure, Pioneer Urban was the first that Winter Hills, Pioneer Urban, Mist Avenue, JP Saga. Ajnara is doing another thing with those reverse CIRP things. And Krish is the one where I am RP, and the High Court thing which I was just showing you, that is also of Krish developers. So this is just a sample, nothing much. So I have outlined around 7 problems here in real estate, which I could see. Uh, if you feel something more, please I'll just mention it here and we'll try to understand. So first is home buyers versus banks. Now bank wants money recovery, home buyers wants home. Now what happens at IBC level? IBC treats both as financial creditor. Now in the COC, obviously, if you know the end goal is different, then obviously there will be tussles, isn't it? The end goal is not same. In a manufacturing industry, maybe end goal of all the bankers are same, right? For home buyer, it's different. Here, nobody wants to get liquidate. They are saying, and they don't even care whether it runs as a going concern, not as a going concern. They are only concerned with one thing. What is one thing? Give me my home and hand over the project to an RWA. That's all, isn't it? There is no other thought process behind genuine home buyers, let's say, right? Investors separate, but genuine home buyers. And see, when a real estate project is completed, do you think it remains a going concern? It doesn't. The project actually gets handed over to one of the, to the registered RWA, and developers moves out and the company is also gone. On paper, okay, it might be that you hand over to somebody if you have one project, one company, that kind of model. If you don't have that model, then you'll say, fine, this is on our list and it's over. Many of the real estate companies, if you go to their website, they always have running projects. That means ongoing projects, upcoming projects, and already done projects. So already done projects, people don't even go. It's only just to show the legacy. It has nothing. They have no impact on the balance sheet, no income, no outgoing. This is, in a way, done and dusted kind of thing. Real estate insolvency resolution itself means they don't want anything else. Ghar mil jaye, that's all. Let's go home. Everybody gets home. We go home. Now, obviously, there is no going concern generation. In IBC, what we normally say, we say that a company should be kept as a going concern so that jobs can be saved. Now, in real estate, are we saying jobs? We are not saving jobs any which ways. Any which way, these person will be working for something else, and there is no such thing called job generation or continuation of jobs or any such thing. Real estate is very typical. Make my home, give me my home, hand over the project to RWA. We'll live happily ever after. Right? So home buyers versus bank, that tussle will be there. RERA orders versus IBC. Now RERA says refund them. IBC says refund is separate. Don't consider. First do the insolvency. If something is due, you pay them later. And these RERA orders, I don't know if any one of you is handling real estate cases or not, but if RERA order of refund has come and you have asked for, you have asked to cancel it, will you still sit in the COC? Yes or no was the question, which, at times people were saying, no, they should not be sitting. Then it said no. It's not a decree kind of thing, so they should be allowed. That kind of issue is also there. Anybody has faced that issue by any chance? Because I'll keep talking otherwise. That a home buyer got his property cancelled and was not refunded the money. Now, where will this person go? Will he sit as a home buyer or will he sit just as a financial creditor? Anyone, or will keep quiet? Nobody?
Haven't applied our mind to this.
Okay.
We never face we never face these situations.
Okay. Sir, when you'll get real estate cases, these kind of things do crop up because imagine the person has gone to NCDRC or let's say RERA. They got the order, they won the case also. Developer has agreed also that fine, I'll return to you. And imagine they have returned also, let's say 2%, 3%, right? And then the insolvency starts. Now, obviously, that unit is already gone to somebody else because they would have sold it. And now this person is hanging in the air. So today morning, I was at bench to Supreme Court, same matter in one of my case only. This person got his cancellation done and now he's nowhere. He's not even a home buyer. Home is also gone. And now he's only a financial creditor. And a financial creditor is not going to get anything where you have 93% home buyers. So these kind of issues are very intricate, as RP, you will have to, and that's why when you're taking a real estate case, please take very carefully. If you are new, very new, taking real estate case might not be a great idea also in the beginning. If you take it up, please have a good legal team at least with you who can support you in that. Okay. So we started with home buyers, banks, RERA orders, and IBC. Uh, I think Rajiv Lochanji has some one of the Sir, you have real estate case, right? If I'm correct. No. Okay. I saw your picture. That's why I asked you. Okay.
Ranaji, I have one question or just for discussion.
Yes.
Whether banks
Yes.
are paying in real estate cases comfortably for the litigation costs? You are saying that you need to have a good legal team, but what we are facing that banks are reluctant to pay for the
They don't even
litigation.
fund it. Yes. They're not even ready to fund that.
Then how we should pay to the advocates who are charging
Sir,
of
our problem Sir,
per
our
day fees
problem,
in advance?
our
Yes, yes,
problem
please.
with IBC is this only, that if you have money, you don't have money, and that is why my favorite line is this: this is not a profession. This has become like a business, only because IBC nowhere it says fees of RP has to be paid. Then only he will do the work. Whether you get
Nobody is
fees, you
coming.
don't get fees. Unluckily, sir, these are the so I'll tell you. Yesterday afternoon in Enclave, they have to shift so there is a mall which is occupied, and there is a stock which is in the. It's a supermarket case. So supermarket has a lot of inventory. Now that inventory has to be shifted somewhere. To shift that inventory itself, it costs money. Now COC is not ready to pay that money, and it costs around 44 lakhs was the case. Now COC says, fine, we are ready to vacate it because NCLT has said. Now RP is asking, where is the money? Please
Who
give
will
me the
foot
money
the
so
bill?
I can shift it. Now, if RP doesn't shift it, who is at fault with the court? Who is not following the court order? RP is not following the court order. Now, where
And
will RP get that money? So, yes, sir, Gulshan ji, you have rightly pointed out. Uh,
problem is even much bigger because in that case, at least assets would be there. In case
yes.
RP is incurring expenses at his home, someday he will be able to realize or recover it. but we are having cases where there is nothing to realize, and nobody is ready to even attend the COC or SCC. And NCLT, in case we go to NCLT, the NCLT starts screwing us. Then, as an leading lawyer or this platform, we should at least try something to come out of such cases. How we can try?
गुप्ता जी, अभी हाउ का तो आंसर आई डोंट नो वेदर आई राइटली हैव टुडे और नॉट, बट एज आरपी वी नो पीपल नाउ स्टार्ट दे हैव स्टार्टेड कॉलिंग कि बस और कितने लोगों ने सबमिट किया क्लेम. They are not even ready to submit claim at times,
Yes,
because
yes.
if they'll submit claim, you will ask them for CIRP cost. And I'm talking about bankers. I'm not talking about, normal.
Bankers, ARCs are not even willing to.
They are not even willing to file the claims. Imagine who will pay the money.
Then the magic
So,
lines of Supreme Court, that what you were speaking in the beginning, that
yes.
Supreme Court come to the rescue or whatever, then that Supreme Court is not aware about this tricky situation we are facing.
Sir, you know what reason they say? They say we didn't call you. Now, what every RP is doing, we are going to bankers requesting for cases, and I hope you know the situation, right?
Very
So
well, sir. Very well.
if you are
Even I
taking,
left.
sir, if you are taking cases for 20,000 rupees and you are chairman of the committee, I
Oh,
mean, your office boy must be taking more money than that. So
that is
how do
the
we even take those cases? I mean, if we take those cases, it's better. And that is why maybe 4,800 RPs, we have only 2,400 AFAs. And across India, it's 50%. So in Delhi, if there are around 1,400, 800 RPs registered, only 400 have AFA. Even in IPE, even IPEs have 50% AFA only. Rest of them have left it. So in real estate, or forget not only real estate, sir, as RP, I believe if you have 4 5 cases, sometimes this case will pay, sometimes that case will pay, then you will survive. Otherwise, if you are so lucky that you just give an example, sir, that if there is no asset, don't know what you will do, sir.
and
I,
NCLT is
I,
not even bothered to take up the case.
sir, those issues are not real estate specific only.
Not
Those are,
not a proper platform to discuss today, but I was just wondering that Supreme Court has made a comment upon it, and they are not knowing the ground realities. That is the pain.
in fact, sir, trust me, when this that realtor case had come, Supernova, I was happy that at least MM Kumar ji ko ab pata chalega what it means to become an RP, because he has been appointed replacing RP. But obviously, they have been given ample power that you don't even need to listen to COC, and whatever you say will be done. Uh, Sir, these are some issues which I'm sure you and me don't have a solution at this stage. Every time it's been 10 years, we have been talking that there should be a fund from where we should get some money. But trust me, sir, in the black coat fraternity, the impression is that RPs are making crores and multi crores,
Yes, yes, that is
right?
the
And uh, even in if you look at that SC decision in Anil Dhirubhai Ambani Group, where that 1% recovery of 450 crores, RP is one person who is right at the beginning of doing everything wrong. They are saying because he is a pivotal person. Imagine a person, sir, you, me, let's say, we are getting 1 lakh rupee salary. How will you fight Anil Dhirubhai Ambani? And do you even have powers to, resist that person, or unless you have some support, you need to have some support. If you do, like, in going forward, I will be asking this question about limitation of how do you take it as an RP? Do you uh, admit time bar claims or not? Right. So this question we will discuss because I don't have the right answer. So I'm just we will discuss, and we have judgments on both sides. If you admit, IBBA will suspend you. If you don't admit, NCLT will say why you didn't admit. Who are you to adjudicate? So
Well,
we have those issues, sir. It's okay, but and that's why these sessions are important to at least discuss. Because I'm not the only one. जैसे Abhishek ji is sitting here, Gupta ji is here, I am here. There are everybody of us have those stories. I'm RP in a 2019 matter, which is still going on. My fees is 5 lakh rupees per month for last 7 years, and I have received till now. Okay. And now you tell me, should I go and attend that matter or not? If I don't go and attend, you know what is going to happen. If I go and attend, it costs money. And see, I, being an advocate, can represent myself. As CA or CS, they might feel a need to get assistance of a advocate also. Now, advocate is not going to stand there free for you.
So
They will
having
say,
said
boss,
that, sir, what I have
yeah.
also felt, even the bench doesn't give so much of value if a CA or CS is speaking. They typically give more of value when an advocate is representing you, sir. This is
they
being
fire, sir. They fire badly. They fire badly nowadays.
Abhishek ji, come to an NCLT code, and this is nothing to speak about one NCLT or anybody. I'm just saying anything other than a black coat. If
Yes.
it is seen in the code, he
Sir,
will have it.
even in NCLT, I see that black coats are also getting fired.
सर ब्लैक कोट फिर भी बच जाएगा आप ब्लू कोट पहन के आओ एक बार
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
सो देन वी नो whom to bash so that's the and see I have nothing against that it's okay होना ही चाहिए right being an advocate I'm saying होना चाहिए but that impression that RPs are making crores and crores वो कहाँ से आता है so that I'm not able to get I don't know. So maybe we are 45 poor people sitting here, but otherwise also,
सर
where
आपको
is that
45
kind of money? चलो
एनआरवीज
एक दो
नहीं।
किसी को मिल गया होगा सर, I don't know. So that impression and this impression, I'm sure you are RPs in many of cases, right? Every COC member has this impression. Every home buyer will have कि हमारा कोई रेस्क्यू करने आया था उसी ने मार दिया हमें तो right. Amazing. I mean, it's out of the world that without getting money, we are considered like amazing
सर मैं तो इसको बड़े
सर इसको
आप
इसी को एंजॉय कर लेते हैं इस फीलिंग को पैसा आए ना आए कम से कम फीलिंग तो है सो
आपने अभी धीरू भाई उसका एग्जांपल दिया अनिल धीरू भाई अंबानी का। तो जस्ट एक मिनट लूंगा। अभी एक केस में विटनेस था मैं कहीं हियरिंग में। तो बड़े अच्छे प्रमोटर ने उसको 5 स्टार में बुला लिया और बुलाने के बाद एनसीएलटी ने फायर किया व्हाई यू एक्सेप्टेड द हॉस्पिटैलिटी ऑफ दैट पर्सन। और अगर वो गया तो उसने चाय का कप पी लिया फ्री का। और अगर वो नहीं जाता देन ही वाज एरोगेंट। तो घर जाए तो माँ मारती है और स्कूल में जाए तो मास्टर मारता है। इससे बुरी व्यथा क्या होगी। प्लीज ये
सर
व्यथा
सुभाष चंद्रा जी केस आपको पता होगा
उसी
दैट
में ही ये
आरपी ऑफ
कमेंट था। उसी में ही ये कमेंट हुआ था।
जी 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 सो अब आरपी लोग इतने भी गरीब नहीं है कि लोधी होटल में एक चाय ना पी सके राइट
और
एंड सी
उससे बड़ा उसने बुलाया है ना। बुलाने वाले को क्वेश्चन पूछिए ना आप। आरपी को क्या क्वेश्चन स्क्रू कर रहे हैं कि आप क्यों गए।
ताजी उसमें आपको पता है टू रिमूव एन आरपी इन अ पीजी केस you do not need a 10-page order,
यस।
right? Because PG RP में is not a coercive process. It's a very simple process where
10
you
पेज ऑर्डर एंड 4 आवर लॉन्ग हियरिंग।
four reports four reports you have to file, right? That's all. 99, 12, 106, 114, right? चार रिपोर्टें फाइल करनी है. And it's not coercive. But what is wrong in informing that if this fails, there is bankruptcy? Nothing wrong, isn't it? That's the simple word. This is the words this person used that if you do not give a plan, bankruptcy will start. This was quoted in that 11-page order removing the RP. So, in my view, at times we overkill the bird, sir. But That does happen. It's okay to live with. And we have chosen this profession, sir. Most of us have come here after retirement. So अब कुछ
Chosen and
लोग तो
living, sir.
मस्ती
Chosen
करने
and
आए हैं
living.
सर, ठीक है. सो पीपल हु आर कम हियर आफ्टर रिटायरमेंट, उनको तो क्या बोलना है सर, दे आर हैप्पी, दे आर एंजॉयिंग, व्हिच इज फाइन. बट पीपल लाइक अभिषेक जी, यू नो, सीम्स लाइक इन हिज 40s. सो हमें थोड़ा सा दिक्कत होती है. यू नो, वी एक्चुअली वांट दिस आईबीसी टू सक्सीड. We don't want it to become a Sika or Bifer or something else. And that's why we are trying to learn here from each other to how can we do little better, whatever is in our hands, right?
Very right. Sir,
So
you are saying there are 4,600 people, of which only 50% have an AFA. Even out of that 50%, sir, 2,000, 2,300 people, just see how many people are not having a single case. There's so many
Yes.
of them. So, in fact, if you look at actually the amount of people who are working as RP on ground,
oh
that
yes,
will be far less. And I've
yes,
seen so many people, so many good RPs, like typically who are doing very well, who have now moved away from the profession.
sir,
Sir, can
I
you
do
move
agree with
some
you, you know,
PIL?
at man.
Sir, it is not an appropriate form for that. But
Correct.
can you move an PIL on behalf of IPs if you are wearing a black coat?
Sir, वो फिर ना खुद के खिलाफ PIL हो जाएगी. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, what I'm saying. So I appeared in NCDRC last week, and this real estate company has sold one apartment to three people, right? So
Same
how they
apartment.
sold to three people is, so one person didn't get the possession, went to NCDRC, refund दे दो जी. So they are so amazing. They'll say fine, refund दे देंगे जी, दूसरे को भेज दिया. दे देंगे, दे देंगे के लिए तो
Yes.
एग्जीक्यूशन लगेगी, ठीक है, उसको भेज दिया. थोड़े टाइम बाद दिस पर्सन ऑल्सो वेंट इनटू ट्रबल, तीसरे को भेज दिया. नाउ आरपी इज अपियरिंग, एनसीडीआरसी सेइंग ये तो सीधे सीधे 420 केस है, फ्रॉड है, व्हाई आर यू नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग. आई सेड बॉस, नाउ आई एम द कंपनी, हाउ कैन आई फाइल केस अगेंस्ट माई सेल्फ.
Yes.
मेरी जेब में तो 3 बार पैसे आए ना. थिंक ऑफ यू एज अ एज सीडी, बिकॉज नाउ यू आर सीडी.
Yes.
मेरे को अब मैं अपने पे ही कैसे कैसे करूं सर. आई हैव रिसीव द मनी 3 times. मैं क्या बोलूं, किसको बोलूं, ज्यादा पैसे दे दिए, वापिस ले लो.
मैं तो कमिट किया है ऑफेंस मैंने तो.
मेरे लिए तो मतलब अच्छा है, मतलब व्हाई शुड आई एज एन आरपी गो एंड फाइल अगेंस्ट माई सेल्फ. दे सेड नहीं, फिर डायरेक्टर के पीछे जाना चाहिए. यस, डायरेक्टर के पीछे जा रहे हैं बिकॉज वहां पे पूफे डाला है, वो सब अलग है, साइफनिंग इज डिफरेंट. बट ऑन दिस बेसिस दैट आई हैव सोल्ड इट थ्राइस, हाउ कैन फाइल अ केस अगेंस्ट माई सेल्फ. सो रियल एस्टेट में ऐसे केसेस बहुत होंगे सर. एसेट्स बेचना, आप सोचो, इफ यू सेल अ हाउस ऑफ अ कंपनी, you are selling the asset, but in real estate as RP can you sell? And my answer is yes, because we are selling inventory. For us it is not asset, for us it is inventory. I have done 45 registries in last 4 months. We are giving possession. The moment you give possession, you know what happens in liquidation. That asset is out of your kitty, your liquidation value. And that is why in real estate, liquidation value and fair value are two different things. Because during CIRP, that house is counted as my asset till registry is done. Imagine only possession is given and no registry is done. So if only possession is given, it will be counted in the fair value because it's my asset. But how about liquidation value? In liquidation, it will not be counted. I hope you will know this dilemma in real estate. Because in liquidation, it says if the possession has been handed over, then in liquidation will not count it. But during CIRP will count it. So हमारे यहाँ तो this problem is also there in when it comes to real estate. So I don't know, it's a problem or calculation ही है कि नहीं है. We are learning, sir, धीरे धीरे. Third, the biggest problems are in real estate is there is no one company. You will have landowner who is a separate entity, or maybe he has got money, not got money, we don't know. Noida authority is separate, DDA is separate, DTCP is separate, state development authorities are any which way totally different. At times they cancel the lease, and there are many GDA properties which, I'm sure all of you might be aware that just before CIRP they have cancelled the lease. Now, if they have cancelled the lease, then what are we resolving? And our law says that if it is cancelled pre-CIRP, it doesn't mean that it gets revived automatically. But if the lease is cancelled, then what are we reviving? So one option is give everything to NBCC, right? And say that boss, inko touch nahi karo, let them finish it and get it over. But those are only stopgap arrangement, I guess. You can resolve some legacy debt with that, but not a solution. So let's look at some more problems. As I said, ED attachment litigation. Even in my case, sir, they initiated after I came. So I took over the company as CIRP in CIRP on 5th of March, and 9th of March ED came, 4 days after that. And obviously, when they come, they don't listen to anyone. They just attach my FDs, everything else. And it's an ongoing real estate company. How do I run the company? How do I keep it a going concern? I have 100 people staying in the building. Now they are not, if they are not ready to pay maintenance, then will you close the complex or will you run it? And how will you run it if you don't have money? What Gulshan ji asked in the beginning, if you don't have money, how will you pay that common area maintenance cost? How will you pay those electricity charges? Electricity पुराना ही तो नहीं देना ना, running तो देना है ना sir. So where will that money come? And everything has a life, things sitting. So there were two Schindler elevators I bought for 50 lakhs, bought 7 years back. We had to scrap them for 9 lakh rupees because 7 years they are sitting idle. Uh, Schindler thought ke was this is the time. They'll say boss पुरानी यूज नहीं होती, now new you will have to buy. अब OEM के साथ आप क्या करोगे? OEM I can't replace it with Kone parts, right? I have to go to that person. So when CIRP happens, there are a lot of people who will try to squeeze. And as an RP, where will you get the money? I don't know. I have got the money luckily, sir, because I have offered 18% to the home buyer itself. I said, you give the money, we'll pay you. You yourself pay to yourself. And they agreed, and we raised decent money. We have spent around 21 crores in 21 months. Uh, but again, real estate is a different ball game, sir. Another option, multiple projects within the same company. This is always a problem, isn't it? So one company will not have one project. DLF has, I think, hundreds. Supertech has God knows how many. JP has so many. So what we did is those project-wise CIRP, which then started after that. Valuation difficulties, as I said. So valuation, liquidation में different है. How do you treat that asset? CIRP में अलग. Plus, will you treat that land yours or somebody else's? You only have an agreement. As a CD, you only have an agreement to sell. So do you count it yours or you don't count it yours? So luckily that is not RP's problem. That is valuer's problem. So today, since we are not doing that, but it becomes RP problem if the liquidation cost is high, then they'll say RP is managing the liquidation value. So in my view, sir, we should not even get into that valuation part. Just explain them what is valuation, connect, do a COC. In COC, let the valuers explain how the COC fish. And obviously now that regulation is also there that we have to facilitate the meeting with the home buyers and COC. So that is a pretty welcome move where now the liability is with the stakeholders. And obviously project specific problems, as I had said in the beginning, multiple allocations. multiple allocations is one of the big challenge of, especially cases like in my Krish itself. Then we have that India Habitat Center where I was saying Narendra ji, I think is the RP. So there also they have sold to multiple people. They have got the unit also registered. Now, if the unit is registered, it does not remain my part. It's not my asset any which ways. What will RP do? And even NCLTs can't do anything on it. Now, if you saw, I think last month order was there where they say NCLT can't even decide on the what do you call that logo? Logo is what?
Trademark logo.
Yeah, no, what is that word, sir? We call it. It's an asset, right? So intangible asset, right? It's a
Intellectual property,
brand,
IP.
intellectual property. So brand value, where will this brand will be allocated to? NCLTs don't even have power on that. So if they don't have power on that, how can they cancel a registry done in the civil court, which is pure domain of a civil court? So if the registry is already done, now you tell me how do I help my claimant? I gave that example of three people, right? So if one person he has got, let's say, registry done. Now these two people, what will they get? Only probable option was there are another two units which are lying vacant. That is one way possible. But if everything is else is sold, then what? Who will give them money? And for what? We say OC ko we have to pay money because they might be important to your going concern, isn't it? How a home buyer is important to my life? Home buyer, why do a real estate company needs a home buyer? So nobody will pay them. So project specific problems, when you'll become a RP in that project, then only you will understand what is the problem.
So
With
just one thing, sir. So if you go to the previous slide, where you say that many real estate developers run this several projects under one corporate entity. If now there is an issue related to this, how do we go about resolving it?
Sir, so these are the problems. Now, in my upcoming slides, I have tried to touch every one
Solution.
problem and what NCLTs are doing. That's
Understood.
what we try to do that. If there are multiple projects, we separate them, we segregate them project wise. See, just a very simple example. A Gurgaon developer for might not be interested what is home buyers are least bothered about what is happening in Noida project, and forget in my like the one I was talking to you in the morning. We had there are four towers, three towers are ready, one is not ready. Between themselves, they are least bothered about each other,
Correct.
right? Because they are worried about their own tower. That's all. How do I reach? That's all. Nothing else. हमें पड़ोसी से कोई मतलब नहीं. So since we have no matlab, we treat project wise. In my view, we can even go tower wise insolvency.
Okay.
Why not tower wise insolvency? And I actually tried that. I'll tell you. In all the four towers, I made three people in charge of their respective tower. I said, you collect the money, give me interim finance. I'll take it in CIRP interim finance, and you tell me where to invest. How to, पत्थर वाले को इतना देना है, इसको इतना देना है. You tell me, I will get it done. And we have installed 23 elevators in last 2 years. 6 elevators every tower. So they are worried that जो पैसे दे रहे हैं, it is utilized for my tower because I have to go on 22nd floor. So if they are giving, it will be ready. If they are not giving, it will remain stuck. I'll show you, all my WhatsApps. So there are four groups we made. You become boss of your tower. Let me know what we need to do. We will sign all the paperwork. So maybe this is some way of handling them. What at NCLT level they are doing is they are separating the like Raheja Shilaz, right? So they said, okay, one company, if it is going into liquidation, sorry, insolvency, let let it be confined to one project only. Let it not be confined to the entire thing. Then obviously Raheja went to NCLAT when they, did the. So Raheja is another company which is into insolvency and many projects in Gurgaon. So one project is separate where one RP is there, and then entire company is under one RP. So then obviously promoters went to NCLAT saying कि project wise ही कर दो. Now NCLAT interestingly said that doing project wise is not a right. Is not your right which you can demand. It is a way of solving things which NCLT has developed, but we are not giving that opportunity to you. So maybe, in 2.0, if something comes as a final thing, know that it has to be project wise only. Right now, there are options available, and mostly NCLTs confine it to the project wise only, unless the things are too connected. And I'll give you, I think in coming slides, we have this, uh, you know, Abhishek ji, just maybe since we are talking, can you start insolvency of 2 or 3 companies in one petition, Section 7, let's say?
I haven't come across anything like that, sir. I don't think so. It's possible, but
You don't think it's possible. Okay. Gupta ji, any thoughts, sir? Can we start insolvency of 3 companies by one petition?
Perhaps few days ago there was a decision for interlinked group companies kind of order.
Okay. What was that, sir?
No,
You are
I,
right,
I
but
don't bother out to going into that nitty gritty.
नहीं sir, as IP ना थोड़ा सा we have
Yes,
to
yes, we
read them
should, we
also.
should. But
So
frustration part is that we are stuck up in the 4 or 5 cases which are not generating any kind of revenue. And anyhow, I have to spend time on those.
I do agree, sir, on that part also. No money, no honey, right? So
Yes, yes.
पैसे आते हैं तो सब अच्छा लगता है, sir.
सब
You are
अच्छा
right.
लगता है.
But Abhishek ji, that is possible. So
okay.
in my coming slide, I'll show you how it is done, and it's possible to bifurcate also, do project wise also, and it's also possible that within one CP7, let's say, uh, Section 7 petition, you can do insolvency of 2 or 3 or any number of companies. And I'll give you those names also, case laws also in my coming slides.
Sure, sure.
So this is the one of the case which is, as we know, Ram Kishore Arora is the promoter of Super Tech, RK Arora. Fab 25, they have said this. The one we discussed, right? NBCC government-backed company should lay down. Now, this kind of highway which they have got, I don't think there should be a problem now. Because the kind of, unhindered or unfeathered powers now NBCC has to complete these projects, there shouldn't be an issue. Uh, it should come to a result. Uh, this was one case like Pioneer Urban. If people are not aware, should be aware of. Pioneer Urban again is a Gurgaon-based company with large number. I don't know large I should say or not, but they have decent number of projects on Golf Course Extension Road and all. So what are the normal problems in real estate? Normal problem is they take advance payment from home buyers, also take loan from the banks, new bookings, you fund the old construction. So launch this project, take money, take the new project. उस प्रोजेक्ट का पैसा आएगा उससे इसे कंप्लीट कर लेंगे. So one step you are always ahead, right? So real estate financing model normally used to work like this. New bookings, they will fund old constructions, and from that you will pay the lenders. But when construction slows or buyers stop paying installment, all this entire cycle breaks. The moment this cycle breaks, all hell broke loose, and then home buyers are not. So in 18, right, we have started treating home buyers as the financial creditor. Only banks could bring, developers to IBC before this. Then home buyers were only stuck in RERA or civil courts, etc. In 2018, with this case, Pioneer Urban, home buyers were made financial creditor. Now, in real estate case, secured creditor, unsecured creditor has no meaning, because if home buyers are in majority, they will never let it get into liquidation, because liquidation is not going to help them anyways. And before liquidation, security, first charge, second charge, third charge, fifth charge has no meaning. Meaning is only of whether it's financial, whether you are in COC or you're not in COC. So this is another dilemma we have in real estate cases. JP Saga is an amazing thing, which I hope as an RP, all of you must be aware. JP Saga from 2017 it's going on. On 23, NCLT approved resolution plan by Suraksha Realty. Home buyers were 13,000 crores were admitted alongside lender's claim, and commercial execution is going on. We also know that Suraksha Group was also last month raided by ED, saying that they have siphoned off this fund itself. So imagine the person who has got the company, who is now trying to revive it. Now there is allegation on that company itself that they have siphoned off this money which came after this. So we don't know. So that's why we say that this saga is not ending anyways anytime soon. So if you are interested, just Google thing. So Raksha Group is also now investigated by ED for siphoning of money in the JP case. So it still continues. Supertech case again, sir. Cash flow model broke. Supertech ran on new bookings, will fund the old projects and will be able to repay loans. When sales slowed, SC demolished the two towers, right? Those Apex towers were, it was in news. People had, these two towers came down, right? Which in Noida. Mm, People are aware, or should I tell? So there
Yes,
were
yes, yes.
towers which
That was very well reported in the media. So live telecast was
it was very well reported,
telecasted. Yes.
and those actually, yes, and those two tower actually were brought down. And obviously then if towers are brought down, what will you do now? Now ED, they are doing, obviously this is very easy, right? Buyer money routed through this and that, and it's easy to do. Supertech is not a failed business. Let's assume that it's a successful sales machine that was looted by promoters. So these are the kind of comments we normally now, feel. Uh, I think this we have done a lot of time, so I'll skip this. Justice M.M. Kumar, who has become now the kind of administrator in this case in Supertech Realtors. This is the largest, tallest tower in Delhi NCR, supposed to be Supernova, which is right next to that Amity University. Here, Justice M.M. Kumar, along with two people, one technical and one, other finance guy, they will be acting as a developer, escrow account, and somebody will do the construction.
So
So they will
this
appoint
matter is
someone.
out of insolvency now after their appointment.
Now that is another beauty, sir. So they removed the RP. So SC removed the RP, and so I don't know whether it's out of IBC or not out of IBC. What do we call it? Because technically it's still under IBC.
Technically,
But
still done.
IB, yes. So we don't know what do we call it, sir. So if somebody has some idea, maybe you would like to
When
share what.
Article 142 is invoked, they can do anything.
Exactly. So this Brahmastra is there, sir. So, but I hope that even this project should be settled, because since you have that kind of unfettered power, there should not be problems now going on, and because any which way these towers are almost ready. I don't know if any one of you have seen this supernova project. It's a very tall 80-story building, I think. So their structure is ready. And in real estate, normally when structure is ready, things are, manageable. Only problem when the structure is itself is not ready. Then it takes a lot of time. But if structure is ready, mostly there are possibility of resolution. But yes, I don't know who asked this, that whether it's out of or not, but it's still a creditor-driven resolution, uh, where creditor don't have a final say. Final say stays with this person.
Creditor led is okay, but where are the rules and regulations? Who will govern? How will who will exercise the power, voting power, and so on? In
In
case it
this
is
case, sir, there
outside
is
of
no
IBC.
voting. So here there is no voting. So there is voting. They'll say you'll take suggestion. So this committee will take suggestion of COC, but they are not bound by their decision.
Then they may not be filing the
प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट एंड ऑल नो सर नहीं वो उतनी उतनी लिबर्टी हम प्रेसिडेंट साहब को दे देते हैं सो एंड ऑब्वियसली ही वाज आवर फर्स्ट प्रेसिडेंट सो obviously he's a very learned person to do this, but sir, sitting in a courtroom and deciding on things then executing on road is very different. And that's where Abhishek ji, in the beginning said that only 50% of us have, most of the cases. And so there are people who have 50 cases and 60 cases and 10 cases running. सर एक कंपनी चलाना कितना मुश्किल है ये आप सब अपना अपना ऑफिस चला के जानते हैं, ठीक है. So running one small CA office itself is a challenge. Imagine how do you run 10 stressed companies. सिंपल गाड़ी चलाना सबको आता है सर, एक टायर में पंचर करके फिर चला के देखो. You
सर
really
उससे
need a skilled driver for that, right? A
उससे
very,
भी
very skilled driver.
उससे भी
So
भयंकर पोजीशन जो है, डिसाइड करना है, एडजुडिकेट करना है, वो रेट्रोस्पेक्ट में करना है. हमें डिसीजन लेना है प्रेजेंट सर्कमस्टांसिस में लेना है, रेट्रोस्पेक्ट में नहीं लेना. रेट्रोस्पेक्ट में हमें खुद लगता है कि एक ऑप्शन से ज्यादा दूसरा ऑप्शन बेटर हो सकता था,
absolutely, sir.
लेकिन
Uh,
एक्सीडेंट होने के बाद तो कोई भी गलत कह देगा ना उसको.
और इसीलिए हम सब आईबीबीआई से कभी कभी डरते हैं, राइट सर कि बाद में तो सब समझदार हैं,
यस यस.
उस वक्त कौन बताएगा, राइट.
उस वक्त तो
तो
अगर ओवरटेक करना है तो आगे वाला मारेगा, नहीं तो पीछे वाला मारेगा, तो एक डिसीजन लेना है.
correct, sir. And that is why I think being an RP is a great opportunity also. वो कहते हैं ना, ग्रेट पावर कम्स ग्रेट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, पर यहाँ पावर भी नहीं है. नाउ आई हैव रियलाइज दैट आरपी डजंट इवन हैव अ पुअर मैन डजंट हैव पावर आल्सो. You can't remove X person, you can't include Y, unless you know how to do hanky panky stuff, right? If you know how to do that, then it is fine. Then though there are enough cases we know where we have, your fees itself is in crores, and now your incentive itself can go up to 5 crore per case, isn't it? So if you can earn that kind of money, amazing, sir. Why not? There are cases, sir, where we have recovered 100% of the money, more than 100% also, than the admitted claim. So, like Athena Demway case, right? 9th February, it's coming up on hearing again. So, here the admitted claim was 550 crore only. And 550 is including interest, blah, 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 blah. You know what is the recovery? 650 crore. So, 650 crore plan has come. In a PG case, I myself was an RP, we have recovered 100%. PG case, where they say only 1% is recovered, etc. Obviously, it was not a very big case, small case, around 11 crore, but 100% recovery, sir. So that is also possible. It's not that IBC is totally a dead game, but there you need, I don't know, मतलब अपनी तारीफ नहीं करनी चाहिए सर generally, but there you need different kind of, tackling with those people. And in this case, this guy was an MP, son of an MP. I said for, and Gupta ji, we were saying ना कि चाय पी के आ गए वहाँ पे लोधी होटल में. So in fact, so I invited and I told him, I said, boss, 12 करोड़ के लिए MP नहीं बन पाओगे जिंदगी में. Is it worth it? And then he said, no, it's not worth it. I'm settling. So he actually gave 100% money to central bank, which is right. See, end of the day, see, when we become RP, I don't wear a black coat, isn't it? My job, my name itself says resolution. My designation itself says resolution, right? And resolution cannot happen without arbitration, mediation, hearing both sides. कभी किसी को दबाना है सर, कभी किसी को दबाना है. That's how we will be able to do it.
Diplomatic skills are required.
अनलकीली सर, जो अभी गुलशन जी ने कहा था कि हाइंडसाइट वी आर ऑल स्मार्ट. सो इफ वो जो हल्का सा दबाना कभी कभी गलत हो जाता है, देन वी गेट शो कॉज नोटिस. सो and trust me, at times we genuinely want to resolve it. It's not for to and always gain unduly or something. बट होता है सर. सो क्रिप हम
सर आई
करते
हैव
रहेंगे सर,
क्वेश्चन
बीच में
हियर.
3 घंटे हम बीच बीच में क्रिप करते रहेंगे.
सर मेरे को एक चीज समझना था. सो आई
हम्म.
हैव बीन एन आरपी इन मेनी केसेस, अराउंड 20 केसेस. बट फॉर्चुनेटली और अनफॉर्चुनेटली आज
गुप्ता जी देखो, इन्होंने ही अभी कंप्लेन किया था.
सो
20 तो खुद कर रहे हैं. ओके.
बट
जी सर.
फॉर्चुनेटली और अनफॉर्चुनेटली रियल एस्टेट केस एक भी नहीं मिला सर आज तक. बट देर आर टू रियल एस्टेट
Fortunately, also.
बट देर आर टू रियल एस्टेट केसेस जिसके लिए मैंने कंसेंट दे रखा है सर अभी. सो दैट वाज लाइक
सर,
द रीजंस आई आल्सो वांटेड टू
आई स्टार्टेड माय करियर इन रियल एस्टेट, राइट, एज अ मार्केटिंग इन 2006, 20 साल पहले. मैंने 10 साल में एक केस लिया है, वो भी इसलिए कि NCLT ने पकड़ा दिया मुझे,
ओके.
बेंच ने.
राइट.
कंसेंट नहीं दिया है मैंने.
ओके. ओके.
Right, because I knew, see, at times people come and cry in front of you. रियल, आप बाकी केसेस में ना कोई आपके सामने आके रोता नहीं है सर. रियल एस्टेट केसेस में पीपल विल कम टू योर डेस्क, दे विल सिट, दे विल क्राई इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू कि बॉस 20 साल पहले पैसे दिए थे. माय सन वाज इन ग्रेड 3. मैंने सोचा था इसके पार्क में खेला करेंगे ये. अभी वो बच्चा पायलट है अबू धाबी में. क्या करना है मुझे इस घर का?
राइट सर.
And that house is also not going to get, he's all still not going to get him. He's saying मैं अपने घर का was the decision maker. 15 साल हो गए. अभी मैं किसी को गलती से भी कुछ बोल दूं ना, वो पूछते हैं उस प्रोजेक्ट का क्या हुआ जहां आपने पैसे डाले थे.
राइट.
इमेजिन योर होल लाइफ गोज इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. बस इज्जत खत्म हो जाती है.
बिल्कुल सर.
Those kind of situations you will deal as an RP. Or answer in that's I might be very wrong in this perception, but मुझे लगता है सर, एक 500 करोड़ की फैक्ट्री चलाने के लिए मुझे सिर्फ 5-10 लोगों से लड़ना है. मेरी फीस आएगी 3 लाख रुपए प्लस GST, राइट. होम बायर में भी 500 करोड़ के लिए इतना ही होना है, 3 लाख ही आने वाली है. ज्यादा मिलेगा नहीं, कम आप लोग ले नहीं सकते, राइट. फिक्स है.
हाँ जी.
अब मैं 3 लाख के लिए, सर, शुड आई वरी अबाउट 5 people or should I worried about 500 people?
वेरी ट्रू.
Now this is
उसमें
your
भी
choice.
उसमें भी
So,
सर 5 लोग जो हैं वो मैनेज कर लेंगे फाइट को, लेकिन 500 लोग तो बहुत पर्सनल हो जाएंगे ना.
and sir, it is personal obviously. और and see, वो आपको शाम को भी फोन करते हैं, रात को भी
हाँ,
फोन करते हैं, व्हाट्सएप भी करते हैं, ग्रेप वाइन भी चलती है. एंड लकीली you will be lucky if there is some interim finance and you are able to give some resolution. Imagine you are not able to give resolution, then what will happen? And so at times, when we talk about real estate, they say RPG ने ये नहीं किया, ये नहीं किया. So I normally have a very simple answer to this, sir. As an RP, I believe, right? कि अगर मुझे 3 करोड़ जितनी चिंता करनी होती तो मैं लाला जी बनता. मैं 3 लाख का RP हूँ, ठीक है. मेरे से उतनी उम्मीद करो जितना 3 लाख का आदमी कर सकता.
ये जो
अगर
आपने वर्ड बोले है ना सर, ये मुझे किसी ने अभी थोड़े दिन पहले, कोई कंपनी है जो CS उनका काम करता हूँ, तो वो कहते हैं कि अगर इतना ही आप प्रेशर ले सकते थे तो बिजनेसमैन होना चाहिए था आपको तो.
एग्जैक्टली सर. सो वी एज एन RP हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड आवर लिमिटेशन ऑल्सो. बिकॉज हम लोग ना, वेन एवर आई टीच एंड देर आर, जब वेन आई अपीयर फॉर माई RPs, आई टेल देम, बॉस, जब तक बैठने के लिए ना कहा जाए बैठे नहीं. डोंट डू दैट. आपको 25,000 रुपया मिल रहा है सुभाष चंद्र से लड़ने के लिए, राइट? यू डोंट हैव टू गेट इनटू दैट मोड. व्हाई यू नीड टू गेट इनटू दैट मोड? हु इज गोइंग टू कम टू योर रेस्क्यू? Nobody is going to come to your rescue. So if people are not coming to your rescue, अभी तो वी आर, यू नो राइट, आरपीज आर पब्लिक सर्वेंट, पोका भी लगता है अब हम पे, राइट? सो मेरे हिसाब से सर, नो योर लिमिटेशन फर्स्ट.
Public
देर आर
public
पीपल हु
servant
फॉरगेट
without
दैट, यू
without
शुड नॉट
pension.
फॉरगेट
Public
दैट.
servant without pensions.
सो सर अब तो वहां भी नहीं मिलती पेंशन वैसे, बट ठीक है, कम से कम ड्यूरिंग दैट प्रोटेक्शन मिलता है. So many of the RPs, they are leaving because of the kind of inspections we have. But sir 20 केसेस है तो आपको तो खुश होना, आप क्यों?
नहीं नहीं सर,
आप तो हमें हमें आइडिया दो सर, कैसे लेते हैं 20 केसेस?
सर रियल एस्टेट का एक भी केस नहीं किया सर अभी तक, सो इसीलिए आपसे आपसे अपने को अभी काफी
ओके,
समझना है.
ओके.
सर माय
नहीं,
क्वेश्चन वाज अ बिट डिफरेंट. आई डोंट नो वेदर इट विल बी विद इन द context
प्लीज.
of what we are covering. Sir, what I have understood and what I hear also is कि real estate deal में there is a lot of cash transaction along with the regular transaction that happens. मैंने for example एक फ्लैट मान लीजिए 80 का
जी
है,
जी
तो
जी.
कुछ कैश और कुछ वो कंपोनेंट होता है. हाउ डू यू
जी जी.
डील विद दैट एज एन आरपी सर?
यू कैनॉट डील विद दैट.
दैट इज
यू
व्हाट.
कैनॉट डील विद दैट. आप तो 80 और 20 की बात कर रहे हो सर. आई हैव केसेस वेयर 52 lakhs दिस पर्सन हैज गिवन इन चेक एंड 3 gave in cash, 3 crore.
ओके.
एंड इट इज सोल्ड टू 2 people. एक को फुल चेक में दिया हुआ है, एक को ऐसे ऐसे वाला इशू है. सो आई टोल्ड हिम, आई सेड आई एम रेडी टू गिव योर, I'll tell this person, other person, I'll do the debt assignment. आपका 50-55 लाख रुपए मिल जाएगा, सेटल हो जाएगा. बॉस, आई एम नॉट एक्सेजरेटिंग. दिस पर्सन केम विद अ कैरोसिन बॉटल इन द ऑफिस. ही सेइंग, सर ऊपर डाल रहा हूँ मैं और यहीं आग लगाने वाला हूँ. एंड मैं, आई एम नॉट टेलिंग यू अदर स्टोरी, आई एम टेलिंग माई ओन केस, माई ओन स्टोरी. वो कैरोसिन बॉटल लेके आया ऑफिसर, आग लगा लूंगा मैं यहाँ पे. What solution can you give? You tell me. Have I taken that 3 crore? Do you have any power to allow that 3 crore? What can you do as an RP?
राइट राइट, दैट इज व्हाट आई वाज वंडरिंग. यस.
Sir, no, you when there is no possibility, no possibility. ऐसे लाला जी के घर के जाके बाहर ले जाओ इस कैरो से. अब आई कांट इवन गिव दिस आइडिया, नहीं तो कहेंगे इंस्टिगेट करके भेज दिया हमारे पीछे. सो आवर प्रॉब्लम इज, okay, and especially in real estate, Abhishek ji, as you have rightly said, uh, इसी इसी को आगे बढ़ाते हैं सर. योर क्वेश्चन itself. Let's say one apartment is sold for 6 crore, another one is sold for 2.5 crore. अभी should I consider it as an undervalue? करना ही चाहिए ना सर. एक चीज 6 करोड़ में बेची है, सेम साइज आपने 2.5 में बेच दिया, राइट?
अगर टाइम डिफरेंस नहीं है तो डेफिनेटली.
चलो महीने भर का डिफरेंस है,
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सर.
और
राइट?
महीने में हाँ, इतना डिफरेंस नहीं होना चाहिए. अंडर वैल्यूड तो
नहीं
लगता है.
होना चाहिए. अगर मैंने अंडर वैल्यू से काउंट किया तो किस पे इम्पैक्ट आएगा सर?
हाँ, डेफिनेटली जो बायर है उस पर ही आएगा इम्पैक्ट.
सो यानी वो कह रहा है जो पहले ही मरा पड़ा है, आप उसी को दोबारा मारने वाले हो. एंड दैट सेम गाय सिटिंग इन द सीओसी, ही इज योर बॉस आल्सो. हाँ, प्लीज रिमेंबर दैट.
और सेकेंडली सर, अब तो एनसीएलटी भी कहता है कि वो ब्रोकरेज जजमेंट में थर्ड पार्टी है, डायरेक्टर को छोड़ के सारी दुनिया थर्ड पार्टी.
अभी आप उसे अंडर वैल्यू लोगे कि नहीं लोगे? सो देन एज एन आरपी, वट आई डिड इन माई केस, आई सेड किसी को 6 पे बेचा है, सेम अपार्टमेंट 3 पे बेचा हुआ है सर, आफ्टर सम टाइम. बट देन ऑब्वियसली यू नो व्हाट आइडिया दे केम आउट विद, कि बॉस अगले दिन जेल जाना था तो मुझे उससे पहले पैसे चाहिए थे, आई सोल्ड एट हाफ रेट. भाई, इट्स योर मनी, यू कैन सेल योर इन्वेंट्री, व्हाट्स रॉन्ग?
राइट सर.
एंड नो इन्वेंट्री कैन बी सोल्ड बिलो द सर्कल रेट, राइट? Those notified rates. He's saying it's above circle rate. How can you challenge me? When government can't challenge, how can an RP challenge? भाई, अगर सर्कल रेट से नीचे बेचा हो तब तो आप मुझे बोलो. वो हो ही नहीं सकता, राइट? जब वो हो नहीं सकता, देन हु आर यू टू क्वेश्चन दिस? And if I don't question it, our
You will be
friends
questioned.
from CP will come, isn't it? कि आपने क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछा, ये कैसे, सेम प्रॉपर्टी.
वही तो
So
मैंने बोला ना, घर जाए तो मारता है और स्कूल में जाए तो भी मार पड़ती है.
बिल्कुल पढ़ते सर. तो अभिषेक जी, रियल एस्टेट ना इज अ वेरी amazing case. If you get it, it will be very very
लकी पर्सन.
fun to deal with that, sir. You will have your ARs, you will have now problem is number of people you have to deal in real estate. That
Understood.
is the only worry. Otherwise sir, काम हो जाता है, ऐसा नहीं है. काम वहाँ भी प्लान आने हैं, यहाँ भी प्लान आने हैं, डिस्कशंस होने हैं. Only problem is number of people you will have to end up, you'll end up dealing with. That goes like exponential. Your remuneration will remain same,
Right. Sir,
and
I
you'll
can
be lucky if the company is going concern. If
right.
the company is not a going concern, then तो फिर हो गया.
Right. I can share a very interesting anecdote here. I was speaking to one of the partners of Big Four, right? So they have this restructuring team and all. So he said कि नहीं बॉस, आजकल हम लोग रियल एस्टेट का सीआरपी नहीं कर रहे हैं, ना लिक्विडेशन कर रहे हैं. तो ऐसे सर क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं? तो बोलता है अरे यार, मतलब व्हाट हैपेंस, वन ऑफ द फ्लैट बायर्स, उसका दिमाग खराब हो जाएगा, ही विल राइट अ मेल टू आवर ग्लोबल विजिलेंस एंड ऑल ऑफ इट,
Correct, correct, correct.
एंड आवर ग्लोबल रिस्क, एंड पूरा का पूरा ऑडिट स्टार्ट हो जाता है हम पे. एंड दैट इज इटसेल्फ सच अ टीडियस प्रोसेस कि वी हैव नाउ स्टॉप्ड टेकिंग एनी रियल एस्टेट केसेस as a CRP or a on in liquidation. So that was something interesting insight, sir.
And sir, आपकी आपकी कंप्लेंट भी 100% होनी है IBBI में. It's not possible that you are dealing in a real estate company and you don't get complaint.
Okay.
पॉसिबल ही नहीं है.
Right.
मतलब मेरी नॉलेज में आई डोंट थिंक देयर इज एनी वन पर्सन हु डज नॉट गेट कंप्लेंट. आई एम नॉट सेइंग शोकोज आएगा, शोकोज नहीं आता. शोकोज इफ यू हैव डन योर जॉब वेल, इट विल नॉट कम. बट प्रेशर आ जाता है बिकॉज सर हमारा कानून बड़ा अच्छा है यहाँ. जिस दिन शोकोज हो गया उसी दिन से ये एफए खत्म है.
खत्म हो गया. करेक्ट.
सो
करेक्ट.
वो एक बड़ा चैलेंज है. इट्स नॉट अबाउट मतलब साबित होने से पहले ही सजा, अपने यहाँ वो चल रहा है. सो दैट इज अ लिटिल टफ जॉब. Real estate is a remunerative thing, no doubt. If you know how to do the construction, if you get into that kind of stuff, मेरे हिसाब से सर we should not get into this kind of stuff. I personally may not would like to have too many real estate cases. एक real estate case सर आपके लिए 5 केस के बराबर आने वाला है. इतना काम आता है उसमें, if it is running concern.
Understood.
Because in a normal CIRP case, you will have 5, 7, 10 IAs. Here minimum 30. उससे नीचे आईए नहीं आती है. तो ज्यादा ही आ सकती है, कम नहीं आएंगी.
Understood.
किसी भी NCLT की कोई भी कॉज लिस्ट उठा लेना आप, आती ही आती. So you will have to then end up, you'll be lucky if you have good lawyers who are ready to, cooperate with you कि इस महीने फीस आ जाए, अगले महीने आ जाए. And then the beauty is it's not limited to one location. So I am now fighting NCLT, NCLAT, ED, PMLAT, Gurgaon courts, and then Punjab and Haryana High Court will call me. RP को बुला लो. So RP को बुला लिया जी, अब बताओ क्या करना है. Problem is, okay, so luckily in my case, there is funds, right? So my fees for 21 months, everything is updated. No problem. But so जो ये पैसे नहीं आ रहे होते,
बहुत
then तो
ज्यादा.
सर वंदे भारत भी चुभता ना मुझे चंडीगढ़ जाने के लिए, right? So even that would have felt like end of the day, we are not those businessmen, right? We don't have those hundreds and 200s of crores. So 20 केस है सर, आपको इशू नहीं है. हम बाकी नॉर्मल जनता की बात कर रहे हैं जिनके पास हैं ही 2 केस और वही नहीं पैसे दे रहे. उस केस में क्या होगा? सो विद 20 यू कैन अफोर्ड टू टेक अ रियल एस्टेट केस.
No,
सर
sir,
सर
those 20
प्लीज
cases are
फील.
already over. मतलब पास्ट में खत्म हो गए सर. अभी
अरे
अभी
सर कोई बात
कोई
नहीं, कोई बात नहीं. अब पास में खत्म होंगे तो पैसे तो आए होंगे ना सर. इट इज ओके, गुड.
Right,
वो
sir.
कंज्यूम
सो
हो गए ना, जो आए थे वो तो अकाउंट फॉर हो गए.
हाँ, उसका तो 1% हमने दे दिया IBPI
I
को
mean,
ऑन
maybe.
एक्रूअल बेसिस. ठीक. So another case, a real estate case, Unitech. If people are not aware, they should be aware. Unitech was one of India's largest, second largest company after DLF. Uh, they went into trouble. वो 4G के चक्कर में they went into that mode. टावर लगा रहे थे ये एक टाइम पे. सो दे वेंट इनटू दैट. वो राजा जी थे ना, एन राजा. सो उन केस में फंसे थे ये. एंड देन इट वेंट इनटू स्पाइरल. सो नाउ दे आर नोवेयर. देयर इज एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर
Malik ji.
company gone down the drain, sir. It was a very good company, very good projects they actually came up with. And they were genuinely number two. It's not only saying that they were number two, they had very, very good projects in Gurgaon. Again, basically Gurgaon, uh, very large developer, uh, when really sad. And then again, same thing had to happen. Supreme Court had to come and they appointed, these people. Now they are selling plots in Noida. If somebody wants to bid, I think bid is this month only. They're selling at
Noida
around
or
two.
Gurgaon, sir?
No, Noida they are selling it.
Oh,
So Gurgaon, obviously they have plots. In Noida also they are selling. Opposite to MET, opposite side of MET. So they have some projects there. It is a newspaper you can find. So 200 square yard plot, 300 square yard plot for around 2 lakh per square yard they are selling. And they are selling on as is, where is basis. Now, how many of us as liquidator are daring enough to buy things on as and where basis in liquidation? I ask this question in every class, and till date I have not get an answer saying yes, I have bought. Any one of you have bought on Banknet from a liquidator? Anything?
before joining this noble profession, I was crazy to see the auction advertisement in newspaper. But after looking at the litigation, how it is shaping up, we should not go
No,
for
sir. As a RP, I buy in on Banknet and I sell on Banknet. But I buy only in SurfaceE action when there is one bank, one asset. That's all.
under
I don't
physical
dare to.
possession.
I don't get physical. तो सर being an advocate हम झेल लेंगे. But as an अगर CA होते तो वो भी नहीं करते. But as liquidator, I still could gather the muster, sir, to put my hands on anything. And it's not that things are all 100 crores and 200. There are cars also available for 2 lakh 5 lakh, right? People are selling. But I mean, इस पे और क्या क्या होगा, we don't know. And actually मैं liquidator don't know what can happen. So see, I'll tell you, I'll give you an example. I am a bankruptcy trustee in Hyderabad. I've sold the property on Banjara Hills. I've collected also 3.5 crore rupees. The liquidation value of that was 2.5. Fair value was 2.5. So COC said एक बार fair पे try करके देख लो क्या जाता है. 5,000 रुपए तो जाएंगे. I said ठीक है. And we actually put it on fair value, that 3.5. I got the bid also. 25% आ गए. अब 25 आ गए फिर कहाँ जाएगा वो. So then he went to NCLT कि बॉस इस पे तो हाई कोर्ट का स्टे है. I said हाई कोर्ट का स्टे हमने तो एज इज वेयर इज वट एवर देयर इज नो रिकॉर्ड्स पे बेचा है. यू डिपॉजिट द मनी. Poor fellow had to deposit. Now obviously I've kept that in an FD. But see, in Surface you have section 14 where they take the possession, physical possession through the district court. Now, to make the district court or the police wala make understand that BT can also do it, I have filed an appeal at NCLT to direct the local authorities to give me assistance so I can take physical possession. अभी सेक्शन 14 सर सिंगल पेज का एप्लीकेशन जाती है जिसमें जस्ट नाउ सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैड सेड, if you read it, that their job is only ministerial. They don't adjudicate. देखो सेक्शन 14 आया है, पुलिस वाला साथ भेजो, हैंड ओवर दिलाओ. इन आर केस अभी डेट लगी है, नोटिस चलेगा.
Deploy your
And I'm talking
packet of
about
service file.
person who, and I'm doing it for last 8, 9 years, sir. I'm an advocate. I represent myself in every damn, so till Supreme Court, I'm appearing in all my matters. मैं नहीं ले पा रहा हूँ. So imagine person who are now becoming BT and who are now getting into the profession. अब उनसे अगर आपने प्रॉपर्टी खरीद ली तो फिर तो और मजा आने वाला है. So that is what I'm saying. At times it's easy to see on the net, but it's not easy to buy those properties. And maybe that's where we need to actually focus on. Okay, so unit tech, sir. We have it's 4 o'clock. Anybody want some break, 5 minutes, or continue? Continue. Okay. Okay, so this is another case, sir. 3Cs Home Private Limited. 3Cs is a Noida-based developer. They based when we say they started from there. Now they also have in Gurgaon. The developer of Lotus City residential project near Yamuna Expressway Authority, they failed to complete its development despite collecting advance payments and plots. Obviously, delayed largely due to land issues. So, whenever you see Noida, the only problem is they were getting land at you pay 10% and get the approvals. You imagine you have paid land only on installment. Why will you not run away? This was the same case which happened in Dubai in 2005-6 times. They were there also, we were selling land on installments. Noida was selling land on installments. This was Mayawati ji's time, that time. They came out with these innovative ideas. So this one, they were selling on, no, not even selling, they were leasing it out. And you say, fine, you give in installments. Abhi, all the approvals are in place. Building has also started. What will happen? Home buyer will give the money or not? We'll get into this. In fact, फिर आई वो subvention scheme. Are you aware of Gupta ji? Are you aware of what is subvention scheme? Subvention,
Bank used to get funds on the flats and
not bank.
on name of the buyer's name and use the funds.
Correct. So they said subvention scheme is they'll say you just give your Aadhaar card, PAN card, and 5% or 10%, let's say, and will not ask you any money till possession. Right? Any money till possession. So आपकी तो आप कह रहे हो ठीक है जी, I have to pay 10%. Let's keep for easy calculation. 10% मैंने देना है. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, it doesn't matter to me. जब पोजेशन होगा मुझे तब देना है. My EMI will start then. So in installment they call pre-EMI and post-EMI. Your EMI will start then. So आपको क्या लगता है कि रेंट तो मैं दे ही रहा हूँ यहाँ पे. When my EMI will start, this rent will go into that EMI and my house will be free. I just had to put 10%. Abhi, this subvention scheme was the, I think, biggest fraud which was played on people. This subvention scheme is allowed only for 2 years. ये वो कहीं नहीं लिखते. They say till possession. And if developer stops paying it, who is liable? The buyer is liable. अब buyers लालच में भी आ गए थे सर. There were people who took two apartment. आपकी औकात है एक लेने की, ले लिए दो. क्यों ले लिए दो? क्यों ले लिए बताते हैं सर. 1 crore का अपार्टमेंट you have to pay, let's say, only 10 lakh rupees. Now 90 will come from the bank, 80 will come from the bank, and last is 10%, right? You are saying my 1 crore after 4 years will become how much? Forget 2 नहीं बनेंगे, 1.5 बन जाएगा सर. 1.2 तो हो जाएगा ना. Let's say 1.2 हो जाता है. Let's believe that, right? What is my input? My input is only 10 lakh rupees. And what am I getting after 4 years? 1.2, that is 20 plus. So my return is how much? 10 lakh पे 20 lakhs. कितना हुआ सर? Isn't it? 4 साल में मैंने डबल कर लिए पैसे. और डबल नहीं किए सर, 3 टाइम्स किए. 10 तो बचा ही है ना आपका. 10 के 30 हो गए. एंड आई एम टॉकिंग वेरी कंजर्वेटिव नंबर. सो 200% इंक्रीज इन 4 years. अभी लोगों को लगा हमसे ज्यादा समझदार तो कोई बंदा है ही नहीं. सो if I am earning 50% per annum sitting idle, then obviously this is an amazing proposition, isn't it? But then this proposition was understood by everybody. That's a problem. So it went into that spiral, and then this is what we are seeing now today, those legacy problems. So in 3Cs, what happens is the developer of the Lotus City, they had this project. Project was delayed largely due to land issues. Farmers resisted handed over possession. In 2019, a home buyer filed a petition. This was 2019. So if by any chance any one of you know 3Cs developers, Vidurji and all, when this company had come, they were like literally very, very respected people in this industry. When I say respected means if people used to believe like, as a real estate people that if they are putting some money somewhere, boss, इनको कुछ पता है. And there were 3 partners, and one of them was a hardcore sales guy, one of them was a hardcore construction guy. There was no possibility of this company going bad. So that kind of image was there in 2008, 9. I'm talking about 7, 8 that time. But then again, sir, Noida is an amazing place, and things can go haywire anyways. So this case was admitted. IRP obviously were appointed. Proposed resolution. Ace Infracity developer at an early stage was rejected because it offered only a small infusion relative to liquidation value and did not adequately protected interest. This case is still going on, sir. So AD is after them. One of them is running. I think one of them is already behind bars. So all that is going on. So this 3Cs. See, all these cases obviously maybe will not be able to handle in a classroom kind of setup. But now Chat GPT is there. Ask Chat GPT that give me a case study on 3Cs. And especially like Abhishek ji is asking that he wants to get into that real estate wala thing. Do read some of these case studies, sir. It will give you a good idea that what is actually happening. कुछ सॉल्यूशन आपके पास नहीं होंगे लाइक कैश का क्या कर सकते हो आप. ठीक है. कैश इवन इफ दे विल टेल यू विल हैव टू रिपोर्ट इट टू द इनकम टैक्स. इजंट इट लाइक
Right, sir.
रिसेंटली वी हैव हर्ड. तो उसे पूछो आप लिख के दे दो कि मैंने 3 करोड़ कैश दिया है, मर जाएगा वो. सो वो ना बोल सकते हैं ना ले सकते. सो उनका सर हमारे पास भी सॉल्यूशन नहीं है. इन दिस केस इम्प्रूव रेजोल्यूशन प्लान, सीओसी सपोर्ट होता रहा, nothing much. So in real estate, what can they resolve? Now tell me. Let's see, before going into the next case. What do you think? What can they resolve? क्या बोलेंगे? So in a factory, you say, fine, I'm ready to buy this asset at X price. Real estate में क्या करेंगे? Anyone of you have seen any real estate plan by any chance? Resolution plan? If you have, please share your. No? Okay. So real estate normally the entire plan is based on one thing कि इसको complete कैसे करो. Entire all the EOIs they are all based on one parameter. How will you conclude it? How will you complete the construction? किसको मिलेगा? 2-4 लोग बाद में भी रोएंगे. All that is fine. Complete कैसे करोगे? So completion is the first and foremost thing which is looked at. See, if you see super tech, अभी वो क्या बोल रहा है? NBCC finished the project. And in that it's today's newspaper only, you should read it. It says operational creditor, financial creditor, everything else we will see after that. First complete it, then we will talk. अभी तो भी फिर कभी कभी मुझे लगता है आज वो बोल रहे हैं फर्स्ट कंप्लीटेड देन वी विल टॉक। वहां टावर खड़े हुए थे, उसको गिरा दिया, सुप्रीम कोर्ट नहीं गिराया ना उसे भी। सो हमारा लॉ सर कभी कभी फनी बिहेव करता है, बट रियल एस्टेट ओनली रेजोल्यूशन इज कंप्लीशन ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट्स, अनलेस वहां कभी कुछ हुआ ही ना हो, लेट्स से इट वाज नेवर रेडी, और no groundbreaking also has happened. If that kind of situation is different, otherwise if home buyers are there, they only want completion, your EOI should be based on that, your evaluation criteria should also be based on that, that what kind of infusion they are asking for. Normally I have seen in real estate, like even the case I am doing, we are giving possessions on as and where basis. We are saying ab jo common area we will complete, inside you take it up. So they'll say, but we have paid the entire money. We say, fine, consider that as a haircut. What RP is not going to get the money from his pocket, isn't it? Either you allow another tower to come up in the building, in the vicinity. If you are ready to allow that, then fine, there is other solution possible. If you are not allowing that, take it on as and where basis. Another option is let them contribute, say 10 lakh rupees each. Let's say you have 100 people, 200 people. Let them include 10 lakh rupees. You'll get around 20 crores. You will finish the building. Interiors, any which ways, you will not be able to finish because uska koi limit hi nahi hai, sir. So different ways you can resolve the solution projects. Mainly Noida authority हर बार यही बोलती है हमारे पैसे खाने के लिए this project has come. So in Ghaziabad there was a project called I think Cloud 9 or something, Cloud 9, right? So वहाँ पे GDA, which is Ghaziabad Development Authority, I think their claim was in the ballpark figure of around 500 crore plus. And I think they were paid 23 crore or 25, something like that. So some call it that it's more of a gaming of the system than actual insolvency of the real estate project. But as RP, I mean, I don't think we need to get into that. Our job is get the project completed through a developer. So I normally consider myself as an election commissioner. कि बस पुरानी सरकार जा चुकी है, नई सरकार का चुनाव होना है, चुनेगा कौन? COC will choose. And till the new sarkar is coming, I am sitting here as an election commissioner. My job is not to run the country. My job is to do only the bare minimum things which are required to keep this country a going concern, and hand it over to the next developer, next Lalaji. Our job is, I don't think it extends beyond that. If we limit ourselves to this role, I think we'll be fine. We don't have to become Congress. We don't have to become BJP. We are election commissioner. Stay election commissioner. And let the right people do the right job. You are not the person for that job. So at least understand. Farmer liability, obviously. So, whenever you are buying land, Ansal went into problem because of these issues. So, Ansal API, if you are aware of Sarvottam Group, farmer compensation liability is another level. So, if you take from from home buyer, or sorry, farmer, do something, build it, go home. Your tower is ready. They will not be able to create problem. You buy from farmer and keep it like that for next 4 years. Okay. Fifth year, you will see what is going to happen. And same problem is happening with the government also. When government buys the land from the farmer, after होता क्या farmer के पास ना बड़ा ना limited सा knowledge है. So if you give him money and for 5 years he will finish it. अब वो कहेगा क्या हुआ, अरे यार हमारी जमीनें थी, उस जमीनें तो अभी भी खड़ी है, because nothing else has happened on that. He's saying, why can't I get more money out of it? Jameen to meri hai. I want it back. And then they start litigation. I have not seen a project which has come up and then farmers are agitating against the for the land. It happens only when the land was not utilized for next 4 5 years. Then it gets into trouble. And some of these problems are across our country, and some parts it's more because wherever the money has poured like anything, their land issues are more. वही है सर, लालच तो सबको दिखता है। मेरा पैसा आपने 1 करोड़ पर एकड़ लैंड ले लिया and you are selling it for 40 crores. Obviously I'll be jealous, not because I got less, but I could have got more, isn't it? So that's one good issue here. Okay. Now, Prabjit Singh Soni case, I think all of you are certainly aware of this case. He was one of our co-director in Whitworth, Prabjit Singh Soni ji. This is Greater Noida Authority, where Greater Noida Authority is a secured creditor. Abhi, anyone here who knows whether they are secured? Secured creditor means what? They're financial creditor or operational? Secured क्या होता है?
They can be a financial creditor, they can be operation secured is secured. I think they are a secured operational creditor.
So
Security
you are
interest
saying
is
they are
exists.
operational creditor. Abhi,
Yeah, secured
so,
operations.
ma'am, in our life we have only two kinds. One is FC जो बैठेगा COC में, and
Right,
OC,
sir.
right? Who will not sit. So do you allow them to sit in COC or not?
If it is more than 10%,
Oh, that is not sitting. That is only tearing it out. So that is okay. So you are saying they are OC, right? Essentially, you are
as per
saying they
my
are
understanding.
operational creditor, right? Any other
Yes, yes.
viewpoint, other side, anybody thinks? No? But see, they are secured creditor. And if they are OC, their only intention is to liquidate, isn't it? Because
Right,
security
sir.
comes only at section 52.
Mm-hmm.
Security की वैल्यू कब है?
62 only.
52, right? 52 से पहले तो
Mm-hmm.
security has no meaning. In CIRP, what is the meaning of security? Nothing. Security interest gets, activated only when liquidation happen. अब here is a person जिसका एक ही मुद्दा हो सकता है, liquidation. केवल liquidation होगा, जमीन मेरी वापस आ जाएगी, बात कर.
Yes.
And he is not sitting on the COC because as ma'am just now said, he is OC. अब OC है तो वोटिंग नहीं है. अब एक बंदा है जो
जी.
सिक्योर्ड है, जो चाहता है लिक्विडेशन हो जाए, बट सीओसी में नहीं है.
He has no power to
Obviously they have no power to say anything.
liquidate.
बस लिक्विडेशन तो होता ही नहीं ना. सीआईआरपी में रियल एस्टेट में क्या लिक्विडेशन करना हमने, बताओ आप.
Yes, sir.
And okay, see, we have to understand this is a peer-to-peer learning. I don't have all the answers today as an RP. We are learning what can happen, right? And I think
Yes,
Babita
sir.
ji is also you are in real estate also, right, ma'am? In some of the
No, no, no. I'm just consultant in real estate. So just
right.
advisory capacity, but not in not as an RP, sir.
Okay. No, we have seen you many times, ma'am, in NCLT Allahabad. So I don't know if you know me or not, but
Yes,
thank you.
I know you very well, sir. That's why
Uh,
I'm listening your webinar very carefully.
Thank you. Ma'am,
It
it's
was
only peer to peer. That's why I'm saying, today it's not advocate. We are just doing a peer to peer
yes,
learning, where I
yes,
also gain some insight. Like, uh, And okay, so Greater Noida will come back to. Now, this person is a secured creditor, and I agree that this person is also an operational creditor, because by no stretch of meaning we can consider this as a financial creditor, right? Financially, somebody has given you money. They have not given you money. But they are saying we have given you land, which is not a service. So they're still fighting on that part also. कि नहीं हमें COC में भी बैठने के उतरे हो गए या नहीं. And it's a government authority. I don't know what they will do in the COC when they'll come. So far, no government authority sits in COC. Uh, every real estate case, Noida, they will be party. Blanket. And it's still going on. We still, in my view, it is still not clear, sir. Singh Soni case has actually, instead of settling things, it actually made the water more murkier. So earlier we knew कि इनको नहीं देना है, right? It's easy, right? Our life is very easy. OC को नहीं देना है, story खत्म. Now with this, there is a big problem, sir. And their claim is never in few crores, huh? It will always be in multitude of crores, like many zeros they will have. So, and obviously late interest and this interest, that interest will keep on happening. But this is one case. If you start taking real estate case and you are unluckily you are in Noida or, with NCLT Allahabad or, UP, then they will come into play. So this case we should always be aware of.
Yes.
So, and this is a comparison where I have put in that before GNIDA and position after GNIDA. So earlier, all these authorities like GNIDA, Noida, YEDA, YEDA is Yamuna Expressway Development Authority, Greater Noida Industrial Authority, New Okhla Industrial Authority. All these are operational creditors. Below secured financial creditors, they resolution applicants could negotiate or reduce land deals. Earlier, this was happening. More money was available to home buyers and lenders. And that was the whole idea behind IBC, isn't it? And real estate CIRPs were financially workable. So if all of you are aware of this JSW steel case, right? So they made around 8,000, 9,000 crore something. They said market has turned. Boss, you don't have to pay interest for, let's say, 5 years on 20,000 crore debt. Obviously, you'll become profitable, no? If I don't have to pay my debt cost, obviously I'll become profitable. I mean, it's not a rocket science. So here also, I don't have to pay for land cost, what will happen? Imagine you are buying a house और आपको land की cost नहीं देनी. Obviously you are profitable, isn't it? इसके लिए rocket science नहीं चाहिए. I don't have to pay EDC, I don't have to pay IDC, which is like a major. घर बनाने में cost कितना आता है सर? 3,000 is our land cost and around 2,500, 3,000 per square is my construction cost. लगभग 50-50, isn't it? अभी आप imagine करो 3,000 देना ही नहीं है और let's say 1,000 दिया, छुट्टी करो. Obviously I'll be profitable. There is no insolvency left. So that is why a lot of these people were actually coming into insolvency. Section 10 भी file होते थे. अभी recently one Section 10 has been filed in Delhi में file हुआ. They have a project in Amritsar. उसमें no creditor है sir. No home buyers. So with no home buyers, you can't even make an AR, because for AR you need minimum 10. Right? So there are people who are still trying to gain this position, but Pravjit Singh Soni case has changed that little bit. How they have changed? They said development authorities are treated as secured creditors due to statutory charges. They are entitled to a minimum guaranteed payout under Section 32B. Land becomes non-negotiable floor payments. Less money remains for home buyers and banks. Many projects becomes unviable. And that is what I'm saying. जो अब तक easy लग रहा था that By not paying my land cost, I can revive the project that has gone away. Now, somebody will pay for it, isn't it? And who is that somebody? There's only one person who is suffering for last 10 years already. उसे ही देना पड़ेगा सर, और कौन देगा? So end of the day, money comes from that person only. There are very few chances, like if you have TOD, you know what is TOD? Transit oriented development or transferable development, right? There are TDRs, TODs. If those are available, then it's possible that you have 4 towers. So in my project, I have around 13-acre land. And in 13 acres, there is a 10 lakh square feet building which is ready. So 4 towers are ready. If they allow, we go one more tower, let's say a single apartment tower, and we make, let's say, another 2 lakh square feet. If 2 lakh square feet, Gurgaon sells around 10,000 per square feet kind of thing. I have around 200 crores pending, visible to me. My cost will be around what we just discussed, right? 300, 3,000 plus 3,000, right? 6,000, let's say. So I'm still having a surplus of 4. Now, 4,000 multiplied by 2 lakh is a good amount. You can do the calculation, right? So 80 crores, 100 crores, I'm still saving. In that case, there is no haircut or any such thing. But those kind of situations are very difficult when you have, let's say you have RWA already in place. They will never allow it. If you don't have RWA, if you don't have people staying in there, फिर क्या होता है सर? You have not seen your project for last 10 years, 2 साल आप और जी लोगे. But if you're staying there, you will never allow anybody to build up. So that is why every real estate project is very, very project specific only. So आपको इसको जीना पड़ेगा सर. अभिषेक जी, 2 में से आई होप दोनों एक साथ ना आए आपके. 2 महीने 6 महीने का गैप हो जाए, then only it should be fine. And रियल एस्टेट के सर ईडीज आजकल बहुत एक्टिव है. Even in this case, the one I was showing you, ED, that High Court thing yesterday's, right? Same matter, 2 months back, this news was there in the newspapers. ED put they raided the RP and the SRA together. SRA and RP they have raided. And the newspaper says 33 lakhs recover हुए. 33 लाख रुपए मिले आरपी और एसआरए के ऑफिस से. दे डिडंट से कि 1 लाख इससे मिले कि 5 लाख इससे मिले और 30 वहां से मिले. नथिंग लाइक दैट. They only say 33 lakhs have been recovered. Saying what? Something hanky panky is going on. And beautifully, ED has filed an IEA at NCLT saying resolution plan should not be approved, which is already under consideration. Imagine how come ED has interest in the resolution plan. Angle Infrastructure is the name of the company, where ED has filed an appeal that resolution plan should not be approved. So real estate is an amazing, to and fro वहाँ daily चलेगा sir. Daily will live with our मजा आने वाला है वहां पे. सो माय ओनली वर्ड व्हेन आई यूज इट इज वहां मजा आता है, क्योंकि आपको लगता है ये तो मैंने सोचा ही नहीं था, ये भी हो सकता है. सो ऑल दैट थिंग विल हैपन. मेंटेन योर इंटेग्रिटी, मेंटेन, keep things as far as possible on the table. Don't deal below the table. If you deal above the table, I don't think real estate is a difficult thing. So with this, we'll go to our next case. Okay. This case, people are aware. Mansi Barar, Fernandez and Shubha Sharma. Again, very recent case. Supreme Court, 2025. Mansi Barar case, Supreme Court has So if I'm not using Honorable Supreme Court, so it's only for the sake of brevity. Yeah? So it's Honorable Supreme Court ruling drew the line between Jan. Guru Raj is smiling, but sir, genuinely, it's only to keep it more white spaces. That's all. Honorable Supreme Court ruling drew the line between genuine home buyers and speculative investors. Abhi, I'll have some questions also here. Maybe you'd like to answer and inform me also, sir. How do you treat it? Genuine home buyers and speculative investor. अब ये क्या होता है? So, let's ask Abhishek ji only because he has given recent consent. Sir, how do you treat them? How do you identify कि कोई genuine है और कोई speculative है?
Sir, to my understanding, genuine वो होगा who intends to use that place for dwelling, for residing, right?
Okay.
And speculative वो होगा who already has, alternate places of living. They are owning that place, and then they are going on basically betting for financial gains.
सर आप घर खरीदोगे तो आप भी तो चाहोगे ना फाइनेंशियल गेन तो हो ही नहीं
फाइनेंशियल गेन होगा, बट मेरा ऑलरेडी अगर एक घर है मेरे विच आई ओन, एंड इफ आई एम बाइंग अनदर हाउस, then it might fall under the speculative thing. Not just one another house, but if someone is buying 10 another houses, for example, then
तो ये
definitely.
कहाँ ये कहाँ कहाँ पे आप वो वेयर विल बी पुट दैट स्टिक कि एक या दो या तीन मेरे तीन बच्चे हो सकते हैं राइट गुरुराज जी कह सकते हैं जी मैं अमीर आदमी हूँ मैं 3 महीने यहाँ रहना चाहता हूँ 3 महीने यहाँ रहना चाहता हूँ
Right, sir.
अंग्रेज लोग 6 महीने दिल्ली रहते थे 6 महीने मसूरी रहते थे
Right.
बीइंग रिच इज अ क्राइम
In India, sir, probably.
Okay, so so this is one test which we need to really look into. Genuine home buyers and speculative investors. See, I think Abhishek ji has rightly given answer that if you have 10 houses, let's say, right, or let's say you are buying in a buyback scheme, right? There are a lot of like subvention scheme, there are buyback schemes, etc. So if you're buying in a buyback scheme, means what? आज आप 20 लाख दे दो बाकी हम बैंक से आपका क्रेडिट यूज कर लेंगे एंड वी विल बाय इट एट 1.2 आफ्टर और 1.10 whatever that means you have no intention of finally staying it so as per Supreme Court honorable Supreme Court they introduce a residential intent test if you only those allottees who genuinely intended to obtain a home for personal use may invoke IBC. Whereas those who treated the transaction purely as investment must seek other remedies. Abhi, I don't know whether this settles things or this aggravate things, right? So it can be looked at both ways. So these kind of judgments give fun to us, right? काला कोट पहनते ही मजा आता है हमें ये देखते ही हमने कहा अब आया मजा. So but as far as IBC is concerned, what is our takeaway from here is they said agreements with buyback clause, fixed buyback price, assured returns, they are evidence that it's a speculative investment. Some investors they cannot initiate, and if they are able to initiate, then it will distort the code. Now, will you consider them as a home buyer in your COC? Yes, Guru Raji, please. Sir, please feel free to speak in between. I don't get
Sir,
disturbed. Don't worry.
uh,
Ji. Yes, sir.
just the distinction between genuine home buyer and speculative investor. The way, if we read this Supreme Court, what you just read in the second para, I don't think they are saying people with one house and 10 house. I don't think that is the distinction, right? It is the
So
clause in
10
the
house है तो
agreement
how
they are
will you
referring.
stay?
Is that
Sir,
right?
if you have 10 house, how will
No,
you stay in each
obviously,
house?
sir. No, even two houses also, how will anybody stay, sir? That is also right, no?
Sir, two I can give. I just give. अंग्रेज लोग आए थे तो गर्मियों में they used to stay on in Missouri and winters they used to stay in
That
Delhi.
that way I can
So
justify 12 houses, sir. One month,
then
one
if you can
house.
justify, then what's the problem?
But
If you can
okay,
justify,
jokes
then why not?
apart,
Yeah.
my understanding, I don't know whether I'm right.
Yes, yes.
The second para, if you have an agreement with these kind of clauses, then only it is speculative, is it? Is it
It does look like, yes.
final definition, or is it just still open?
No, sir,
Because
this
if
is
we
Honorable
go
Supreme
by
Court
that
decision, so
definition of
I
more
cannot
than one
change it, you
house or
cannot
10
change it.
house,
We
you
have
are
to.
then
So sorry, your voice
absolutely,
got
sir. No, I am
disconnected
just
a while.
asking your
Okay, my
yeah,
interpretation, sir, in
some
my
problem
view,
with the
unless
connection.
there is
Yeah,
buyback clause. See, first of all, this is not for you, actually. This is for
Mhm.
NCLTs and lawyers, right? It's not
Correct.
RP's playground, any which ways. Because
Right, right, right.
if so, they cannot initiate the CIRP. But let's say if the CIRP is initiated, will you allow them a seat in the COC? Yes or no?
Mm.
I think no, because they won't fall
Yeah,
under the category of uh, genuine home buyers as per the
yeah, then
definition,
you
as per the distinction made by Supreme Court in this case.
correct. No,
Okay.
Because
he is not a genuine
Atulji is saying
financial
no.
creditor.
Okay.
Is that
yes,
another class of
because
genuine?
Eh,
Supreme
He is
sir,
Court
not a
sir,
genuine financial
we'll come
creditor.
back, sir. One minute, sir. So Atulji said no,
Sorry.
they will not get a seat in the COC, and I think Gururaj is also agreeing to with him for
Yeah,
some to
correct.
some extent. Abhishek ji, what's your opinion?
Sir, like, yeah, if there are speculative investors, then like if you can classify them as such, then they are not financial creators per se.
Who said they are not financial credit?
Means
कहाँ से
financial
आया ये?
creator who will be there on the COC, sir.
You also think they should not be?
And I think the more law you build, the more challenge it'll pose, So if you ask my feeling, I feel that
Feeling.
yeah,
Hmm.
what I feel is like they should be because like they have made the investment, they have made the financial thing, and they should be. But looking at the Supreme Court judgment, yeah, probably
but,
we have
but not as home buyers, but maybe as financial creditors,
financial creators, yes.
pure.
सर होम बायर केस में फाइनेंशियल क्रेडिटर को कुछ नहीं मिलता.
But the
Okay.
fact will remain that they will be categorized as FC. I mean,
Anybody else who has some opinion?
Yeah,
We have, I think,
sir,
48 people.
can I add, sir?
Yes, please, Gururaj.
Yeah, sir, I feel since Supreme Court has given this judgment, I think they cannot. This, at least for the RP, he cannot allow. That's what
Okay.
my thinking.
Anybody who thinks they should be allowed, other than Abhishek ji said कि gut feeling है, answer नहीं पता है, but gut feeling is it should be allowed. Satyadev ji has opened, I think. Yes, sir. Kaushik.
Sir, my question also here that if this is not residential, it is commercial property, and under commercial properties,
वहाँ
there
रेजिडेंशियल
is
तो कोई
a
इंटेंट है ही नहीं.
uh,
Correct.
and always there is a assured return concept. Most of the builders offer that this is the we are offering such a assured return. Then they should be the uh, financial creditors. And as far as
जरा पहले पहले आप हमारे आंसर दो. आप पहले क्वेश्चन बाद में पूछना. पहले हमारा क्वेश्चन है will they get a seat in the COC or not?
I think they should get, sir.
शुक्र है. Okay, Satyadev ji comes on our side. I think Babita ji was there or somebody else if some other senior person would like to comment. Because my reasoning is very clear and I think
I,
they will get a
I,
seat, sir.
I,
Why
I
will they
just
not
have
get a
some.
seat?
I have just some additions to make to my
Yes,
position.
please, sir.
I
Yes.
think they cannot initiate the CIRP process, the
Yes.
home buyers, but all other rights, their all other
Yes,
rights
absolutely, Atul ji.
will survive, will remain.
Absolutely, sir. That is what. So initiating a CIRP under Section 7 is barred for them.
Yes.
But other than that, there is no other problem.
No.
And who is RP to adjudicate whether ये speculative थे, नहीं थे? Boss, our life is very simple. In the beginning, I told you, you are not Supreme Court, you are not Lalaji earning 3 crores per month. हम 3 लाख रुपए वाले हैं, हमारा काम है कोलेट करना.
It is
कोलेट
possible.
करना, वेरीफाई करना with the records. We are nobody to say residential intent था, नहीं. See, residential intent is a subject of evidence and 10 other things. Who are we to get into that? And where does it say that they should not be allowed a seat in the COC?
Yeah.
जैसे
Once
अभी
the
मैंने 2 मिनट
SC,
पहले पूछा सर कि अमीर होना कोई पाप नहीं है. If I have bought 3 apartments in my name, should I get a seat in the COC or not? I should get. What's wrong in that? Yes, I cannot initiate a CIRP. Suppose मैंने 100 अपार्टमेंट खरीद लिए. Now I can take this company into NCLT any day.
yeah, I
I
mean,
myself is 100.
I
So
think this
then it
judge,
is not possible.
I think this judgment also has some fault line according to me, because see, once you have invested money up to a certain limit, above a certain threshold limit, then it should not be a question whether it was for some return, excess return, or some other reason, because the thres the only yardstick is the
Is
threshold amount.
finance. Correct.
So after that, everything else because of how one gets the money, what rate of return, etc. I think Supreme
There,
Court there went little beyond its brief according to me. It went ahead and
there is nothing beyond Supreme Court brief, so
yeah,
that we can't
yeah, but
say.
still, I feel that
Sir, in
it,
this case, Bansi Barar, they had around 10 units each. So
yeah,
Bansi Barar had 10 and then another one had 10 units. So they said that we'll go by number of units. So instead of one person, suppose one person has bought 5 units, another person has 5 units, another person has 5 units. That means can 20 people initiate the insolvency? So this was this is that kind of question. कि वो तब तो ये बोलेंगे 100 हैं, right? John Paul Ditya है, John Paul Tritya है, John Paul 4, right? So 5 apartments I have. Do I count it as or not? This was the context where they said that if you have multiple resident intent, then so this 100 figure which is given in our code is to check that part. No, but in COC, sir, if they have 1%, 1%, 1%, 1% can have 5% also in the COC voting.
yeah,
What Atulji now, in his second round of submissions, he has come up with, that is the right position, sir, as of now, as of my understanding also, that no other right goes away. Only right which goes away is they cannot initiate
your
the
initiates here.
CIRP. So we still have. We have little time, sir. Otherwise, there is very interesting concept here. Suppose a home buyer is not filing a claim and there is a bank who has funded him. Suppose there is a home buyer claim and he is not filing his claim. Bank is saying, I have given 80%. What will bank do? Can the bank file it? And if they file it, will you consider it as a home buyer or as a FC? उसको अगले अगली किसी क्लास में करेंगे सर, अभी नहीं करेंगे. So it's because even that is one answer which I'm still struggling with for 2 years almost. So उसके पे I don't think there is a clear answer yet. अभी के लिए first we'll finish our today's class, otherwise it will get stuck. Safeguard against speculative investor. This was the whole reasoning. 100 people or 10% of the people, and they should be in the same class. I hope you are aware of that also. So 10% in the same class or the same project. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि there are 20 projects, 5% यहाँ के, 5% यहाँ के, 5% यहाँ के, and I go to IBC and I initiate. I'll say 100 people are there. No, 100 people from the same project should be there, or 10%, right? So that is pretty clear. Say, this is one case where Satinder Bhasin, Gautam Malik. Okay, so I think Abhishek ji, we asked this question in the beginning whether multiple in CIRPs can be initiated through one CP, through one application. So real estate is a kind of dealing where at times it's very difficult to segregate the two. लैंड किसी कंपनी के नाम पे होती है, टावर कोई बना रहा होता है, और बेच कोई रहा होता है थर्ड पर्सन, बिकॉज दे हैव द एंटायर मार्केटिंग राइट्स. सो इसके हम क्रेडिटर हैं, और आर वी वी ओ मनी फ्रॉम दिस पर्सन और दिस पर्सन, वी आर नॉट अवेयर. It's too intricately mixed. So in those cases, so this is a project called Grand Venetia Commercial Towers, a commercial tower, shopping mall, Cineplex, hotel. Land for the project was leased by UPSIDA to Bhasin Infotech Infrastructure or Bhasin Limited project developer, and Grand Venetia Commercial Private Limited. They were given the exclusive marketing right. So directors, initially they had common directors, joint communication. Virtually you cannot differentiate कि ये कौन था और ये कौन था. So in those cases, and 141 individual allottees representing 103 unit filed a joint application. So आपको दोनों देखने हैं, सर. So see, one apartment can be bought by 4 partners also, isn't it? So do I count them as one unit or do I count them as 4 people? Because we have said 100 buyers should come. अब एक अपार्टमेंट 100 लोगों को अगर बेच दिया हो तो all of them can initiate. That case will go for number of units. The number of units should be, so it is on number of units and not on the individual allottee numbers. Reason were again non-completion, absence of occupancy certificate, etc., etc. NCLT Delhi, they admitted the bench. They said 100 was met, fine, no problem. And CIRP was initiated against both the companies. Obviously, same RP will be appointed in both the cases, and both the companies will be liquidated together. There will be a common resolution plan for both the companies. And then obviously, in the end, they will be merged, etc., and things will settle. Also, in real estate especially, that 100 thing is checked on the date of filing, not on the date of admission. क्योंकि बहुत बार डेवलपर गेट सेटल्ड, वो क्या करते हैं, सपोज यू हैव 120 पीपल, वो 25 लोगों के साथ सेटल कर लेते हैं. 95 पीपल विल स्टिल कीप रनिंग हियर एंड देयर, क्योंकि 100 जब तक नहीं हुए तब तक क्या प्रॉब्लम है. बट दैट इज नॉट द केस. योर 100 threshold is on the date of filing. After that, if somebody has resolved, doesn't mean anything. It will still get admitted as per this judgment. Obviously, appeal went to Supreme Court. In real estate, no appeal will remain till NCLT. They always reach Supreme Court. Supreme Court बहुत पास में है सर, स्पेशली गुड़गांव नोएडा वालों के लिए तो हम रोज जाते हैं, राइट. सो विल रीच सुप्रीम कोर्ट. Mentability was challenged, then possession was challenged. They said after filing we have given them possession. Now how can their application be maintained? But answer was still that date of admission is irrelevant. Date of filing is important as far as this threshold thing is concerned. And in my view, if this order is coming, they should also say कि 1 करोड़ रुपए वाला जो default है threshold, that also should be on the date of filing. Why on the date of admission? उसमें डेट ऑफ एडमिशन पे आ जाते हैं. Even that should be exactly this way, right? If I owe above 1 crore and the developer brings below 1 crore, that doesn't mean my threshold is not covered. So उस पे हम सेकंड जाएंगे सर. As far as real estate is concerned, this is the standing as on, and this is a very very recent case. In January only it has come. Whether single application is maintainable, yes. Whether substitution or alteration of validity during defect curing period renders the petition invalid, no. Part completion certificate, they don't have any big meaning. Part completion. Offer to settle claims after reservation of judgment. Sorry, it's not. Okay. It's a question. Whether it can. No, answer is it cannot invalidate the initiation. Because after initiation, after reservation, then you know what will happen? After reservation, it is as good as go to buy juice thing. That CIRP, then it is a process in RAM. The moment reservation is done. इन्होंने क्या किया था सर? After reservation, they filed an IA saying that we are ready to settle everything. Even that was not agreed. So I think Abhishek ji, these are three cases which I could at least come up. Grand Venetia, Basin Infotech, AMB Infrabelt and Associate Developer Companies. This was Mamta versus AMB Infra. In fact, in 2019 onwards, it is going on. Mist Avenue was another case where three companies in one shot went into insolvency. So it is possible as long as your lawyer knows who all to include in the insolvency. This we have already checked. All these cases we saw in this one, so I'm skipping it. And this is the criteria. Court held that two corporate debtors were commercially inseparable, had common control, and were jointly liable to the allottees, hence joint CIRP for value max. Threshold we have learned. Manish Kumar, आप सबने पढ़ ही लिया है that 100 allottee, 110%. Substitution also doesn't. This is too much of detail on this case. In case you people are interested, I'll be sharing the PDF any which ways, so you can look at that. Post reservation also has no meaning. Okay. So I think we still have half an hour. Any comment so far, sir? Any one of you? Sorry, we can come back to Satyadev ji's question, sir. Sir, you were asking question. Sorry, I skipped it and
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
took
sir.
my answer.
Yes, sir. Sir, you mentioned that you are doing registry as a RP. Suppose that project is commercial, right? And it
Yes.
has been sold on the assured return basis, and you are doing the registry. So before the CIRP start or after CIRP, but before the sale deed, what will happen to the assured return, and where the allottee will stand as a whether it will be other financial creditors or allottee, or what will the I just
Okay.
need clarity on
So
this.
your question is after registry, should he be still part of the process or not?
Exactly.
Correct.
Yes.
So okay. Before I answer, anybody would like to answer this? Anyone who is doing it or? Huh?
And some one of judgment or some of judgment mentioned that once registry is done, everything is over. In some
Yes.
case law,
Yes.
it has been mentioned, but
Yes. Yes.
simultaneously it has been mentioned that if it is a speculative buyer, then it should not be treated. Uh, Once sale deed is, his claim should not be treated. It will be
No, sir. हम आ रहे हैं, sir. We are coming to that. So these are not two separate things. They are saying the same thing. So if you are doing the registration, so what I do is, in my case, uh, there is a claim of this person before till possession. So possession has no difference in CIRP. Possession yes or possession no has no difference in the COC. But if you do the registry, when you're doing the registry, that means what you are essentially doing, you are transferring the ownership of that thing. Correct?
Right, sir.
When I'm
Right, sir.
transferring the ownership, that time the claim of this person, I convert it into 1 rupee, people convert it to rupee zero also. 1 rupee is as good as zero only, right? So I convert it to 1 rupee. So before doing registry, we clear in COC. Whoever wants to get the registry done and secure its asset, more than welcome. Come, pay your dues, we will get the registry done. But your say in the COC will become 1 rupee. 1 rupee is only because information sake. Then you cannot decide कि इसका क्या होना चाहिए, इसका क्या होना चाहिए, because your skin in the game is over. When your skin in the game is over, who are you to sit in the COC and direct someone? And that is where, sir, what we do is we remove all their uh, claim and I make it to rupee 1. This is what I have been doing. And for last 2 years, nobody has raised any objection to this. So I hope it's a correct stand.
It is for
Obviously, it is with
commercial or
the
it is residential?
COCs.
No, no,
Sorry, it's an
this
ongoing
arrangement is,
process.
no, no, property is commercial or
Residential,
residential?
residential,
Res-
residential, residential. See, in this case also there are little sir, one size cannot fit all. Correct. Now there will be some common areas which are not ready. Abhi, many of these registry guys, they are worried कि what will happen if all these projects, clean apartment, let's say they took handover or I have done the registry. अभी बचेगा कौन? Who all will be left? Only those people who have issues. Double sale, multiple sale, right? तकलीफ वाले लोग.
yes, yes,
Now what will they do? They will say make another tower straight away, isn't it?
yes,
What else can they do? Which they do not want. Now they have to weigh between this. Okay, do you want to retain the voting power and continue in the mud, or you want to take your property, get registry, आप जाओ, हम अपना देख लेंगे. So this is a commercial decision, sir, which they have to take. They have been given a seat in the COC, so let that commercial wisdom come to them also. Not your wisdom, you don't need to get into. But in my view, sir, the moment you do the registry, their claim goes out of the window. And you have to make it 1 rupee or zero, whatever you feel comfortable. In my view, you should keep one. So at least they will get the COC minutes and information will be coming.
right, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So what these case studies actually proved, cases like JP, Amrapali, Supertech, Unitech, 3Cs, so somehow it seems like IBC was never designed for them, right? It was not designed for real estate failures. It was designed, and actually it was designed for banks, isn't it? It was not even designed for home buyers. Home buyers came 2 years later, isn't it? So real estate के लिए वैसे भी नहीं था शायद. Real estate buyers don't want money, they want homes only. Class 6 CIRP treats the developer one unit, but one developer might has 10 different projects and 10 different projects will be treated in 10 different ways only. If the entire company goes into CIRP, then what will happen? Even the healthy projects will go into. So do you really want to take healthy projects? No, we want to take only the projects which are stuck here. And liquidation, withdrawal. This liquidation has no meaning, sir. Liquidation only happens whenever there is only land or there is nobody who has shifted into the apartment. So what they do is like we just sold one project to Adani. They have taken over the entire project and they have given everybody's money back. They said we will demolish everything, clean slate. So they actually made it a clean slate and they said we will construct our own. Maybe it's a good idea for Mumbai developers where they want to do right from the beginning up. Redevelopment may I don't know whether there is still some insolvency left or not. How that come. performs, not yet seen. But real estate is this. And we also discuss a project-wise thing, that, company-wide insolvency will destroy the real estate value instead of building. So most of the real, in liquidation, we were selling as a going concern, right? Till some time back. Now it is no more allowed. Why we were selling as a going concern? Because we were believing that going concern will fetch better value than selling piecemeal. But that is not the situation in real estate. Real estate में totally ulta hai. In real estate, piecemeal is more expensive than the whole. Anywhere you see, बड़ा लैंड लोगे तो आप एकर्स में खरीदेंगे, छोटा होगा तो स्क्वायर यार्ड में और स्क्वायर मीटर में खरीदेंगे, राइट? एंड इफ इट गेट्स इवन फर्दर बाइफरकेटेड, then square footage में we will sell it, isn't it? So real estate में उल्टा है, bigger is not the better. जितना छोटा हो उतना फायदा हो रहा है. Recently luxury is selling more, that is separate after COVID, but otherwise if you see, we don't mind selling piecemeal. Selling piecemeal is more beneficial. होल में बेचेंगे आपको डिस्काउंट देना पड़ेगा, पीस करके बेचेंगे you will get the full price. So real estate is pretty different that. यहाँ पे क्या है, डिफरेंट लैंड, डिफरेंट अप्रूवर्स, डिफरेंट बायर, डिफरेंट लेंडर्स. एवरी प्रोजेक्ट विल हैव इट्स ओन फन. इवन डीटीसीपी, एक प्रोजेक्ट कैंसिल कर देंगे, दूसरा नहीं किया, तीसरा कर दिया, चौथा नहीं किया. सो ऑल दोज थिंग्स ऑल्सो हैपन, and that is why this project wise insolvency is important. Now there is also something called reverse CIRP in real estate. So Abhishek ji, any idea what is that? वैसे तो हमने लिख ही दिया है, बट हम बिना पढ़े अगर आप बताना चाहें, व्हाट इज रिवर्स सीआईआर?
Not really, sir. I'm not clear on that. I wanted to really understand that as well. Yeah.
ओके, मनमोहन जी से पूछते हैं. वी कैन सी मनमोहन जी बट वी कांट हियर हिम. सर इफ यू आर फ्री देन प्लीज. नहीं, मैंने पूछा, सर ने स्क्रीन ही बंद कर दी है. ओके, गुरुराज जी आप बताएं सर, कुछ कहना चाहते हैं तो. एनी आइडिया व्हाट इज रिवर्स सीआईआर?
No, sir. Sorry.
ओके,
Its debtor continue to manage the project. That means corporate debtor.
डेटर कौन बोल रहे हैं सर?
शशि भूषण.
शशि भूषण, अच्छा. अरे भूषण साहब, ओके. He is also an RP in one of the CIRP cases. I know very well. He is in Bahadurgarh, right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I remember. So, reverse CIRP का वर्ड हमारे कोड में है ही नहीं.
Right.
जैसे in CIRP we have what? We have extension, right? 90 days extension, 180 days, 270 days, 60 days, 330 का ही है. But you know any CIRP of real estate which is getting over in 330 days? I don't know. So we invented a word called exclusion, right? IBC में नहीं है कहीं. IBC की किताब उठा लीजिए, उसमें एक्सक्लूजन नहीं मिलेगा, एक्सटेंशन मिलेगा, एक्सक्लूजन नहीं मिलेगा. सो ऐसे ही रिवर्स CIRP है नहीं हमारे IBC में. So this was an innovation done by, I think, Bhushan Saab in NCLET. He said कि थोड़े दिन के लिए. So what happened is, so for one in the beginning, I'll give you a little background, then I'll tell you what it is. So in the beginning, CIRP went into insolvency when जब एक बंदा भी ले जा सकता था. This 100 thing came later. So they said कि boss, I'm about to finish the project. Give me 15 दिन, 1 month, 2 month, I'll finish it and I will hand over. Right? So they always come like that. Okay, about 6 months, everything will be over. Now, imagine this JP thing, right? Going on for 7 years, still nothing. IBC हो भी गया, खत्म भी हो गया, still where is the project? अभी SC had to use 142. So, Bhushan साहब ने सोचा कि if insolvency start, it will take another 3 years, 4 years, and poor home buyers will still be stuck. Let me do one thing. Let me give him 6 months time. They said fine. RP will be there. COC नहीं आएगी. You have 6 months time. Finish it. Get it over. Hand over. I will finish it. This is where the reverse CIRP pro thing came into picture. So CIRP तो चल रही है but उल्टा चल रही है. So developer is still in control. COC is not yet formed. अभी भी Ajnara में I think is going on. Amarpal is the RP there. Uh, in my own case, I'm actually literally doing the same thing. So it's not CIRP. In my case, it's a stay. Stay on the voting of resolution plan. So essential, मैंने अभी बताया आपको 23 लिफ्टें लगा दी हैं. Otherwise क्या करना है मुझे? So reverse CIRP is when the developer is still constructing under the supervision of RP and he only infuses the fund. वो चाहे स्वामी फंड से लाए कहीं से भी लाए, right? So he will have to infuse the fund, finish the project and do that handover thing which RP is doing. So creditors are not yet in control. RP तो आ गया है, IRP आया, एक्चुअली RP भी नहीं आया बिकॉज RP बनने के लिए तो COC का अप्रूवल लगेगा. So IRP is there who has his fees as per the regulation. अब फीस कैसे डिसाइड होगी आप बताओ, क्लेम कहाँ से लाएगा वो? सो अगर ये बहुत जल्दी हो जाती रिवर्स सीआरपी तो क्लेम ही नहीं पता, उसकी फीस कितनी होगी पता ही नहीं. बट सो कॉन्सेप्ट वाइज इज दिस, प्रोजेक्ट वाइज सीआरपीज एक एक प्रोजेक्ट उठा लो and reverse CIRPs let the developer, let the promoter continue the project under court supervision. Supervision means as RP supervision. Promoter controls the execution. There is no outside bidder. And this is exercised only when the when court is confident that they can still continue and finish the project. In fact, in Supertech, I think they had gone to NCLAT saying reverse CIRP का application उन्होंने file किया कि आपने CIRP कर दी, fine, do a reverse CIRP and we will finish it. And that appeal was rejected by same Justice Bhushan, saying it's not a right you can ask here for. This is only a choice which we were exercising so far. So project wise CIRP, reverse CIRP. ये आरपी के लिए वैसे कभी कभी बहुत अच्छा है और कभी कभी बहुत पंगे वाला है. सो हेयर यू आर एक्चुअली हैंडिंग ग्लव with the promoter. Actually, law asks you to be handing glove with him, isn't it? And when I say handing glove, doesn't mean in the negative sense, but you are there to supervise, but end of the day, you have to work with him. He has to tell you कि सीमेंट के 100 कट्टे आने हैं कि 200 आने हैं. How do you know? And you are signing on that. Fine, 200 आ गए. So as RP, it's a very tricky game when it comes to CIRP because, and where will you get the fees? End of the day, developer is only paying your fees. If whoever pays your fees is your boss, isn't it? So if the money is coming from developer or coming from possessions, uh, you'll have to work accordingly. Personally, I have not dealt with any major reverse CIRP case. My partners are dealing with it. But a stayed CIRP is as good as reverse CIRP when it comes to real estate. So project-wise CIRP, reverse CIRP, some of these reforms. Okay. So these were some of the reforms which were done by IBBI, that whether possession can be given during CIRP or not. So answer was clear that yes, RP can hand over the flats or plots to home buyer during the insolvency. Reason being, this possession is not parting away with the asset. Giving possession is part of your daily job as a real estate company. Doing registry is part of your job doing that. This is more like your inventory. It's not selling of assets. If you're selling of assets, is not allowed in IBC, right? But selling of inventory is allowed. So here we started treating them as inventory and we are able to sell them. RERA registration by RP. Yeah. So now RP can do anything, everything. I interact with DTCP every month that what are you doing? Can you give us OC? In fact, I have paid 4.5 crore during CIRP to the DTCP. And then DTCP is worried that you have paid during CIRP moratorium. After we give you OC, you will go back to NCLT, say कि मेरे पास पैसे वापस कराओ. And then we had to give them undertaking, will not ask this money back, you give us OC only. So all those things also as an RP, you will have to deal as if you are the developer. As if you are the developer, you deal with them. And अभिषेक जी जो आपके क्वेश्चन थे सर वो शायद इस ऑनलाइन मीटिंग में आई कांट एक्सप्लेन बट हाँ DTCP सिर्फ चेक से नहीं समझता है सर ठीक है सो वो भी आपको एज एन आरपी एज अ डेवलपर यू विल हैव टू think of how do you do that, how do you, where will you get that, where will that come from, all that has to be taken care of. And I think with this, any questions sir, please feel free. We have 5-10 minutes. And if Anjali ji is here, Anjali ji, any other direction for us?
Yes, sir. Can you conclude now?
अगर कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है तो आई कैन सी अभिषेक आनंद जी. अभिषेक जी आपको सीपी आपको यहाँ आने की सर क्या जरूरत? ये सर Arendu ji are saying something, sorry, or no? Okay, so if no other question, I guess we are through with our presentation today. This is my name, number. I'm based in Delhi, New Delhi. My office is in Malvi Nagar. And if I can be of any assistance, please feel free. Gururaj ji, thank you, and Abhishek ji especially for interacting. Otherwise, वो वन वे ट्रैफिक हो जाता सर बहुत बार ना. सो
Thank you, sir.
समटाइम्स लगता है कि
Thank you so much, sir.
and real estate is fun sir. I think don't get disheartened. एक भी अच्छा केस मिल गया रियल एस्टेट में तो फीस आराम से निकल जाती है.
नहीं नहीं बिल्कुल सर. I'll connect with you again once those cases are admitted, sir. For
My pleasure.
Thanks, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Good day then. With this, I conclude my presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Anjali
Thank you
ji,
very much.
over to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Devvart sir, for sharing your experience and learnings on the topic real estate distress under IBC.